the main dealership for this manufacturer is about a quarter mile from my house in Florida. So every time I come out on the road, I get to look at this big ditch parked in front. It's just like, dear God. One thing is,
I don't even want to guess. And of course, at that point, you know, you buy that, nobody cares about what the fuel burn is. It has to be horrible.
I think it has 3,000 gallons of fuel capacity.
You know what comeback I like?
Marine
People
fuel,
say,
50 gallons. Like, you know, it's just stupid.
oh shit, I used to be.
It burns the shit out of
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino in what is a short week for many.
Week for many. It is the Thanksgiving week, so you know what I want to hear? I want to hear all week what you're thankful for. And I want to hear your bitches and moans too. I want to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and make your life a little easier. Man, we got a good show today. John Fuller is with us. Fuller Law. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney, but he chimes in on a lot of things. And he listens to the show and corrects me when I'm wrong. We love that. And he can answer questions about personal injury. You know, I've always said if you get in an accident, you need your first call after all the emergency and stuff is to an attorney when the dust settles, before you talk to your insurance or anyone else's insurance. And you can answer all kinds of questions. Hey, Bruce, you're up right now, and Bruce, John Fuller's here, and this would fall under the category, possibly, of personal injury, possibly. I just want to say this hour brought to you by Bright Light Chiropractic, since we are talking about injury. BrightenYourFamily.com, 470 in University. Dr. Mike Hederscheit, love the man. I really do. I go to him personally. Deputy Dan goes to him. We love the guy, and he does a great job at chiropractic. And you know what I like? Is that he does chiropractic. So many of these clowns get into all kinds of stuff, and he's definitely not a clown. He's a great chiropractor. But so many chiropractors, I don't know why, they go to so many years of schooling and then try to get out of chiropractic or chiropractic with all kinds of different therapies, and a lot of them are doing the fake stem cell therapy. So that's BrightenYourFamily.com. You will love this chiropractor. A complete workup with digital x-rays, just $50. Hey, let's talk then, Bruce. John Fuller's with us. Hi, John. Good morning, John. And Bruce, talk to me.
Yes. I went to...
Uh-oh. I think he dropped. I don't know.
What happened? Bruce, are you there? I just don't know what happened. Can you see what happened to Bruce? And then we'll talk to Naveen. Naveen?
Tom Martino.
Hey.
Hey, I want to tell you what I'm thankful for.
What's that?
A show like this where we can just tune out of politics and get problems solved. How about that?
You know, I love that too. I really do. And it's not just politics. Also, just people pontificating and telling you what you should believe and not believe. And I don't know. I just get tired of the media. I think they're just trying to tell us how to think. Not just politics, but socially. How to think, how to act, what's right, what's wrong. Anyway, what's going on with you?
I have a question about Become the Banker.
Yes.
So help me understand. I'm not sure if I completely understand the whole philosophy of it, but it doesn't seem like it would be useful to that many people to me. For example, if you have $5,500 to save, why would you not just put it in a Roth IRA instead of doing this?
You would. You would. And you're absolutely right. It's not for everyone. What I say is, it's safe and conservative and something everyone can do. In other words, it's not like I think some investments are select and should be done only for those who want certain risk or certain things. Let me just say what it is first, because you asked about it. It's very simple. Become the Banker is a philosophy where it's not a philosophy, it's a system. You buy life insurance, and anyone who buys life insurance, it doesn't have to be Become the Banker. Anyone who buys life insurance is allowed to put money in addition to your premium into that life insurance in order to build cash value. And as you said, like a Roth, it builds tax-free. And if you only had $5,500, that's exactly what you would do a Roth. if you've already paid taxes on it and you want tax-free growth. The only difference, well, there are several differences. With Become the Banker, it's a very simple philosophy. You have as little life insurance as you can for the most cash value. There's a formula there, and the reason is the government allows you to have a cash account with your life insurance. It's called cash value because the government wants you to have money at your death. They don't want you depending on the state, so they make it very desirable to have a life insurance policy. But with Joe Keanu, you're talking about Become the Banker, he does a mutual life insurance policy that has a guaranteed rate of return that does not invest in the stock market. They invest in other things, and they also guarantee a 4% return. And then a 1% dividend, which has been paid for like 100 years, but it's not guaranteed. The 4% is guaranteed, and that's it. The reason you wouldn't do the Roth and you would do this is if you have a lot of money you want to shelter, and if you want to use that money through your lifetime to buy a car, for college, for other purposes, because you're allowed to borrow from it, and then you pay it back with interest on purpose, and you do that, these policy loans, instead of credit cards. And then, ultimately, you systematically borrow monthly payments to supplement your retirement income and never pay it back. And before it can be called income, when you die, the benefit pays off the loans. So, really, it's simple. And in your scenario, a Roth is better, $5,500 flat.
It seems like if you had enough money where it would make sense, then you also would not have the need to carry a balance on a credit card, though.
Well, that might be true for some, but not for everyone. There are many, many people who have credit cards, and they use them for convenience, and they pay them off every month. Naveen, I'm going to tell you there are many people who have income, and they pay all their bills, okay? This is to use that money on purpose, even if you don't use credit cards, so you can then overfund it even more. Listen, I'd like to get as much tax-free growth as I can, whether it's life insurance, whether it's a Roth. I max out all my retirement plans, my IRAs, everything I have I max out because I want tax-free growth. This is just another way to get tax-free growth. So I might have a couple grand to buy a washer and dryer, but if I borrow that couple grand on my life insurance policy and then pay it back, and I pay myself back 14%, 4 of it goes to the insurance company for the loan, and an extra 10% goes into my account. It's just a way for me to get more money into that account. There's no magic to it, and you're absolutely right. If you never use credit cards and you don't need to supplement your retirement income, and you don't care about tax-free growth, it's fun. You know, Naveen, where did you ever get the impression I said it's for everyone?
I didn't get that impression.
Oh, good.
I was reading up about it over the weekend, and I was trying to. I don't think I fully understand like the perfect use case scenario for it.
Oh well, I know one woman and her husband, and they put away a bunch of money, and they use it for their business expenses, and they pay themselves back. They used it to buy an investment property and paid that off because, remember, this is simple interest, not compound interest, and they get to use that money and then pay it back as they would. And this money, because of their own borrowing and putting back in, they have several hundreds of thousands of dollars, and much of it, not the majority, but a lot of it is interest they paid themselves instead of paying a credit card company. And that interest goes into that account and is also growing tax-free. Right now, if they retired and took monthly payments, they'd be able to get $3,000 a month while it's still growing on the other end, and it's a great supplement to their retirement. But they're only, I think, in their 40s. So there
But
are
they could have used that money to do other things too.
That's right. That's exactly right. There are people that day trade. There are people that go into the stock market. There are people that go into bonds. Naveen, multiple choice is what it's all about. This is a safe, conservative investment. They know they're going to get 4%, and they like putting their money there instead of a money market, because instead of having a regular bank account, all they're doing is putting this in there. And don't forget, the first one to die gets the benefit. The second one gets the benefit. So that benefit is also still there. I'm not trying to talk you into it. So if you want to do other things with your money, go ahead. I mean, if you can get a guaranteed return somewhere else or a higher return, you don't care about guarantees, go ahead. The purpose is not to try to lure everyone into it. Mark doesn't do it. Mark, why don't you do it?
It's too conservative.
Yeah, you like to day trade, right? Okay. All right. So there are many reasons people do this. And now it's not their own. This couple I told you about that uses it for their business and paid off rentals, they use it in addition to other investments. It's not the only investment they have, but they like to be diversified. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I know someone else who only had, like, I don't know, $400 or $500 a month. I shouldn't say only, because a lot of people say, wow, they had some extra money, and they put that away because it's the only place to put that amount of money and get tax-free growth that fast. In other words, it was just a vehicle that they had, and at the end of the year, if they needed money, they could borrow it because they've accumulated a lot, and they just keep it going, and they have life insurance. So, you know, again, Naveen, it's whatever you want, you know. It's for whoever wants it. It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
I think
I can see it making sense. I mean, I can certainly see it making sense if you're married and both of you, you know, the IRS limits are going up next year. So if you max out your 401ks and both of your Roths, that's $50 grand. And if you still have money to save after that and you want the tax-free growth, then yeah, I can see it making sense.
Naveen, some people do it. Some people do it instead of a qualified plan. And I'm not going to debate whether they're right or wrong. I like to max out my benefits because the government gives you that. Qualified money is too difficult to get to during your life. That's the only problem I have. That's the only problem I have with it, because they force you to pay it back, or it's called income. With this, if you don't pay it back, there's not a real penalty at all, no penalty, and it's just regular income. But you can stretch it out to where you're paying back very little of it, and it's never called income. Or you pay it off on purpose like you would a credit card. Again, Naveen, I appreciate it. I had to move on. I mean, there are many, many things to talk about. BecomeTheBanker.info. I have never said it's for everyone, just like reverse mortgages, okay? Reverse mortgages, if you took a room full of people, there might be one or two that it might be good for. That doesn't mean I say they're bad. Reverse mortgages, for example, you take out loans on your equity, okay? And you don't pay the loan back. It can be a line of credit, monthly payments. Now, the interest, when you do take money out, you pay interest. And then that interest is compounded. So it can eat up your equity. But the good news is the government will never take your house. Even if the loan exceeds the value of your home, you can still stay in your home and no one is ever socked with a negative. But again, it is absolutely not for everyone. And I say this about every single commercial I do, except one. There is one that I tell you, and it's just health insurance. Use a broker. Never, ever do health, because everyone should use a broker because there's no benefit going direct. Anyway, we got a lot more to talk about. 303-713-TALK. I want you to mark your calendars. If you've not been to Buy and Build at 4800 Washington Street, you're going to want to see their auction coming up November 28th. These auctions, even though Buy and Build has extraordinary deals, for example, light fixtures are 1/10 of the cost than lighting stores. Same with plumbing fixtures. You can get a vessel sink, a beautiful vessel sink, for around $80 that sells for $600 to $800 somewhere else. But in addition to all those deals, they have an auction, I believe quarterly. This one's coming up November 28th. They sometimes have flooring that goes for 5 cents a square foot for laminated floor or hardwood floors and tile. They have plumbing fixtures that go for $1. Beautiful plumbing fixtures. That's you're going to find buyandbuild.net online November 28th with their auction. So put it down, okay? And I'll be telling you more about it.
This report is sponsored by Westera Credit.
So Chan tells me you guys found a
No,
witness.
I don't think so.
No. Okay, yeah.
Any good?
I'm trying to.
It's not classified as a mortgage.
I know. I'm trying to pitch this so we can do spots for it.
Help at all.
The problem with, we have an enormous comparative negligence problem. Okay? And enormous.
Was that a good fight?
You know,
I missed the fight. We were at the.
Oh, you recorded
part of the deal.
I did, but it didn't record. I accidentally hit record on just the pre-show. But I saw the highlight reel.
Did he do well? Right, but he went the whole, was it 3 rounds or 5?
Check this out. Out of, I guess there was 5 fights on that ticket.
More than 50%.
4 out of the 5 were the full amount. I was shocked. I thought.
You know why, right? You know why?
Why?
Because you don't get
Well,
clowns.
no, only one went
You
the
don't get
distance.
clowns. They are very strict on who they let in.
Oh, it's crazy. He
So
got in
it's
there.
very, the
He
whole
was an
idea,
underdog, man.
the whole idea is how competitive it is. They just don't let clowns in the door.
It says of the 6 fights on Sunday nights, only 1 went the distance, and that was theirs.
Oh, maybe I read it backwards then.
And he had a unanimous decision.
I thought the last fight, I watched the last one. It was the guy from Colorado that
Are you
trained here.
saying?
Oh, he didn't go the distance. the
Are you
last
saying
one.
he's no good? Just say it.
No, he killed man.
No, I don't know how it is, but a lot of times they go distance, they can be boring, whatever, but if he went unanimous, you know, he definitely dominated the fight. This guy was from Brazil, and I imagine he was a big...
Oh, he was pretty badass. His reach was longer. I mean, he was the underdog in numerous ways.
I didn't realize it's him.
Yeah.
It's his first MMA fight.
Yeah. Oh, and he won. Cool.
This is down in
I'm going to
Argentina.
have him and Dan go mano a mano in the studio on Facebook until Dan says uncle. You'll say
Uncle!
as soon as he walks in.
We had a young man that was in here that was had a real checkered background with drug addiction and dealing, and God, he was international.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about his background.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is a book.
He was smuggling, right?
Smuggling. He spent time
He was swallowing it down in balloons.
And then shitting it out.
foreign prisons. You know,
Riker,
He was in Rikers.
he was in Spain for like a year.
That would be
Most of it solitary confinement.
He should be in a
That's where he turned his life around. He found God in the prison.
And now he's an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
And
Then he
he
went
had
to
his
Rikers.
first fight Saturday.
Thought he was going to get killed in Rikers.
One of the guys. Oh, that's right, because
They put what was
he
it?
turned on him.
Spanish.
He was a rat.
They put on SOS on him, stab on sight.
Yeah. He ratted. What did he rat him out for?
No, he didn't rat him out. He hit the guy, hit one of the guys, one of the black dudes and stuff. You know, just the guy was
Hispanic gang.
I thought he didn't rat anybody out.
No. The guy was doing
I thought he was a
and he walked up to him and just punched him, and then the Spanish guys backed him up there. But then they said there's nothing we can do now. They got an SOS on him.
And I'm not over here waving my hands around. This guy is Roger Harris. He's a former client of mine. I talked to him on the way down here today. There's not a fucking thing I can do for him, but he's got an interesting story. He's an RTD bus driver that got beat up by a passenger, and he's wanting to bitch about RTD not reacting appropriately to save him. Yes, and the comp bar says I can't go through RTD no matter what.
Well, no, because there's no third-party claim.
Thank you. So anyway, I just know him, and he kind of knows you from a former life. He's a black guy that owns a fried fish food truck.
Oh, put some salt in your mouth.
Exactly.
I like him.
John, we don't see.
He's not on my call screener.
He's
not on
he
mine.
just was a second ago, but
Hey, you know, I can take the workers' comp one straight if he wants to, because I've already invested. Fuller has investigated that.
Put the south in your mouth.
Put the fish back in your teeth.
Okay. That's his expression. Put some salt in your mouth.
Catfish?
no, he's a good guy.
And barbecue. It's southern.
What's his name?
I love him. He's a former NFL player too. What's his name?
Roger Harris.
Is that his name?
Yes. I don't think he's a football player, but he is a
He
big
was.
boy.
He was a football player.
He might be.
Yeah.
Is he big?
He's a big boy.
Oh no, he was a football player.
Think you could take him, John?
Does he own the food truck? Hi, Tom Martino here.
No.
The Raleigh House.
The Raleigh House. This is really going to be important going into the holiday season. There are so many people with addictions, and this is a bad time for people. They're lonely, they turn to drugs, or alcohol is everywhere this time of year. So please take this number down, the Raleigh House. Now, I'm not giving you our crisis line. This is for you if you have an addict in your life and you need to ask questions like, what do I say to him? And what can I do? And how can I do this? And how much does it cost? And what kind of treatment's available? What about insurance? Anything you want to ask. Okay, let me just put it that way. There is no question out of bound. 720-893-5559. You may not need it right this minute, but put it down for information on addiction. Free and confidential, and I must say, a caring, loving staff. 720-893-5559, theraleighouse.com. John Fuller is with us, Fuller Law, personal injury. So if you have any questions, give us a call. Now, Bruce, that is one that he was starting to explain and got disconnected. So let's talk about this, Bruce. What is going on?
Well, I went to a Metro PCS for 2 problems, and then 30 days later, I ended up in Swedish Hospital for 10
now,
days.
Explain what
Metro
what do you mean Metro PCS?
Oh, excuse me. Maybe that's the wrong word. Metro Urgent Care, not the phone company.
Right.
A medical urgent care facility.
Okay, and what happened? They sent you to the hospital, or you went on your own?
No, they told me to take basically a Band-Aid of Metamucil and go on.
Okay.
And 3 weeks later, I ended up in the Swedish emergency room and had surgery.
For what?
And diverticulitis.
That doesn't always require surgery. Why did you need surgery?
It was that bad.
Okay.
It was no 2 pills are going to fix this one, and that's why after the surgery I spent 10
Bruce,
days in Sweden.
to get to the point, you're saying urgent care misdiagnosed me. They didn't see how serious it was.
Did they is my thought.
Well,
question,
let's say,
Bruce,
let's say it was, for argument's sake, let's just go there because there's no reason to talk about the other. So let's say, for argument's sake, they should have seen that you had diverticulitis and they misdiagnosed it completely and should have advised you to go to a doctor and get follow-up care because it's pretty serious. Let's just say that. Let's say completely missed it. And any reasonable doctor would have said, you know what? I would have recommended that he go to a gastrologist. Okay, but they didn't. Now the question, there's only one question. What if they did that, by the way, which is probably impossible to prove that it would be malpractice for not seeing it. And there are so many cases of misdiagnosis, but let's just say it and get it out there. John Fuller, let's say that they did not see it. And therefore, 3 weeks later, he ends up with an emergency surgery. You know what the word, you take the words out of my mouth. Go ahead. What is your first question to him?
Well, Bruce, this is a tough case. Failure to diagnose cases are always going to be difficult.
What's the first question? The first question.
Particularly with diverticulitis is, when did it start? How could they have diagnosed it at that time?
Here's my first question, Bruce, okay? Did the failure to see it that night make it worse?
Well, conceptually, yeah, that's it. I mean, so that condition in particular, diverticulitis, is the end result of diverticulosis, which is an infection in the polyps of your system.
Okay.
So when did they rupture? Is there anything that could have changed the future course of that disease? You know,
by the fact that, let's say that they missed it, did that cause additional problems? I'm not asking if you had a problem. Did it cause an additional problem? We had a case where a woman had a brain tumor, and they said she had a headache, a migraine. It's a migraine. Don't worry about it. She had a brain tumor, and it was diagnosed 3 months later. Now, in that case, that brain tumor was so bad that nothing, even if they found it that night, it wouldn't have made a difference. So even though it really pissed her off, I look at it like she had 3 months of peace without worrying about cancer. The point is, what did they do to you? What did that missing of that diagnosis do to you, Bruce? What did it do to you?
I was still in discomfort.
Okay, for how long?
For the 3 weeks.
Okay, so are you saying that if they caught it, you would have had surgery the next day?
Possibly.
Oh, come on, Bruce. The point is,
diagnosis.
The point is, if you walked into John Fuller's office, or 99.999% of a personal injury attorneys, what would they say?
No.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's, you know, Bruce, here's the bottom line. You're talking about discomfort. I mean, we ultimately get to the question of damages in these cases, and if it ultimately would have required surgery anyway, your 3 weeks of discomfort are just going to simply fail to even rise to the point of considering a malpractice claim.
Okay.
It's just that, Bruce, you know, I don't relish in telling people things like this about malpractice, but it gets to a point where you just got to be straight with people. Bruce, I'm not even saying they did misdiagnose. I'm not, because the standard of care may not have called for invasive testing. Maybe 9 out of 10 urgent cares would have done the same thing. Oh, well, you got indigestion or you got constipation, or whatever you have, it's not a big deal. So how much should they do in that case? What was your complaint, Bruce?
Well, I contacted them today.
What was your complaint when you went to urgent care the first time?
2 things, a right shoulder and leakage.
Okay. Now, Bruce, you have to ask yourself, were they below the standard of care in diagnosing you? Then, even if they were, what damages did you have? The point is, you had 3 weeks of discomfort. And by the way, the defense would argue, well, you know what? It would have taken him 2 weeks to schedule surgery anyway. There's no way we would have taken him to surgery that day or the next day. But so you'd have that argument. And then let's just say you did have 3 weeks of discomfort. What is it worth? What are the damages in 3 weeks of discomfort? Let's just get right to it. What do you think the damages are for 3 weeks of discomfort? Give me a number.
I wish I had a number.
Give me a number. Give me a number. What is 3 weeks of discomfort? How much?
$2,000.
Okay. I would even say that 3 weeks of real discomfort would be worth 10 grand. I would. But guess what, Bruce? It will take you to get to court $60,000 with this claim. $60,000 to get to the courthouse steps. That's with minimal depositions and minimal experts. John, am I exaggerating? 60 grand to get there?
No, not at all, Bruce.
I'm not at all exaggerating, as he's saying. 60,000 to get your experts and depositions and get to the steps. Then what?
That's why I'm calling you, Tom. Is because I respect your opinion and John Fuller's also. I didn't know if I was barking up the wrong tree. They offered to refund me my office visit.
Oh, excellent. And by the way, John's not representing you, so you need to be comfortable. You need to be comfortable. I don't want to spend any more time on it because here's the deal. I sometimes get criticized. People say, "Well, Tom, you didn't help that person." Oh, yes, I did. Do you know what the best help is? Honesty. That's the best help. Honesty. Jackie, go ahead. What's going on in your life, Jackie?
Hi there.
Hi, what's happening?
I just had Fix-It come out to fix a plumbing problem.
Yeah.
And the fellow was really nice. His name was Roland.
Now, you called on that $39, they'll find any problem for $39?
Yes.
And then if they find it, they credit you the $39 if you have the work done?
Yes.
Did you have the work done?
Yes.
Okay. And what's the result?
Well, it was $260.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't here an hour, but he ran a line down there and said that I had galvanized pipe. I needed probably to have that done. But
well, hold on. Did they fix anything?
Yes, he said it was drained, and it. I think I'm a plumber, so I took it apart and couldn't get it back.
Oh, okay. So anyway, what is your question, Jackie? What's your question?
I want to know. All of a sudden, it's a $14 and something per month. You can sign up for a thing, and then they don't charge you a fee.
Who is this?
That's your company.
Fix-It.
You're talking about their home all-star, whatever they call it.
They do some free services with that per year, too.
Every major plumbing, every major services company has a program that you pay monthly to be part of their preferred customer base, and it's a loyalty program. And here's what I say, okay, Jackie? You add up what it will cost per month, per year, and then if it was $10 a month, it's $120. Then you ask yourself, what services do I get, and do they equal that? And if they equal or exceed that, you do it, and if they don't, you don't. There are some programs that have monthly payments, and they do absolutely nothing for you. There are other programs that have monthly payments, and it's worth it because they do an automatic this or an automatic that every season. So you have to evaluate it for yourself.
They do a furnace tune-up with that. They do an AC tune-up each year. They do priority installation. If you need something, you get bumped to the top. It's not a bad deal.
No, and you don't pay any emergency or overtime or anything like that. But that's really up to you, whether or not that sets well with you. And by the way, they're a great company. For those listening, that $39 goes for anyone with a problem. They only charge $39 to find it. When they find it, if you want to have it fixed, they apply the $39 or they don't charge you that. And if you don't, that's all it costs you is $39. And that's Fix It 24/7. And that's 720-526-3939. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
I can't. I can't read my own writing most of the time. Plus, that's a really, I don't even know how to pronounce that last name.
Tom, a gentleman called, said, I guess last week you guys were talking about a website where if you wanted to pay your mortgage off early, you put the information in and it would tell you how many payments, blah, blah.
No, it's
I don't
not one
remember
website.
that.
It's just mortgage amortization schedule.
Oh,
They're
that's all.
all
Okay,
it is.
okay.
That's all it is, yeah.
Just another example of the great rewards, service, and access to unique and unforgettable experiences they bring to their customers.
Looking for auto repairs? Let's talk about Sheridan Auto Tech and Kevin Coffey, the owner. Sheridan Auto Tech, I'm proud to send you there for auto repairs. He gives you personalized service, caring and understanding when it comes to the economy of it all. They value you, and they will combine value with quality. That's Sheridan Auto Tech, 303-455-7242, 455-7242. Two locations, Lakewood and Aurora. Sheridan Auto Tech, 303-455-7242. And on my referral list,
Is ServPro trying to charge more than what they've done?
Oh, dude. So, okay, I'll give you an example. They say the drywall's ready for paint. Not even in anybody's wildest dream is it ready for paint. They said they did baseboard. The old baseboard is still everywhere. They said they did subflooring under the new LVT. There is no subfloor under 80% of it. They said the drywall was hung in the basement. The drywall stacked in the middle of the basement. I mean, here's what I think. I think the contractor might be bullshitting them, but as soon as I get a list, I should have a list today.
I know it's going to be hard to calculate what...
No, it's not. I'm going to get it calculated, and I'm going to drive over to ServPro of Aurora and hopefully just get this knocked out and so we can move on with Moses. Meanwhile, the public adjuster has found a shitload of stuff that should have been
got him
covered.
in there, too.
Yeah, we're going to
Matt went out there?
A lot of money. Yeah, Matt went out the other day.
With water damage, God, there's so much money to this file.
They missed so much hail damage, so the person she bought it from just had a new roof put on.
Hail?
They put a new roof on before she bought it, but this year, so I mean, this year, they missed the siding, they missed everything. If the public adjuster went out, that house would look brand new in the neighborhood. People are nuts not to use a public adjuster.
Well, she's going to come out with a new house.
303-963-9201. And on my
God, I can't believe
Well,
good thing she called here.
Her mom's really nice. See, they own a bakery in Castle Rock. I met her mom today. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, good thing she called here.
You know the hardest kind of cake to make?
No.
A plain old sheet cake.
Because they collapse.
Why? Because to make, when there's no decorations on top, people tend to see the height and the differences.
Yeah, the spot.
She says, give me a cake where I'm putting shit all over it. It'll always look perfect because everything else is a focus. A normal sheet cake with frosting or no frosting, if there's no frosting, it's very hard to get a level cake.
Yeah, I believe that.
It's funny, people, how they bring analogies into what they do for a living. She goes, the form's like a cake. And I'm going, oh, Christ, where's this going? And sure enough, it did make sense by the time it was done.
It was so good she called here because between that, what ServPro was doing to her, what was happening to
Buddy said the floor actually was not that bad. But they charged her for shit they didn't do.
Yeah.
Subfloor?
No subfloor.
Why they even
You
need
had
to put
Brett
subfloor?
like chiropractic.
Subfloor would have cost,
Why they need one?
well,
I mean, I
they
know
should
you,
have done
you
one.
didn't need to.
It
Bright
would,
light. and
first of all, be a
chiropractic.
voice
I just want to make sure you know
that's
that
because the basement's finished.
Some of them needed to smooth the floor.
And when they took out this floor, it dropped it about a half inch. So when you transition into, the only room that's different is the bathroom. When you transition to the tile in the bathroom, it's like this, man. So they're going to have to put a bull nose on it.
Big bull nose. That's a trip thing.
There's not, yeah, it is. There's not much else you can do, though. Or they'll have to cut the tile back and somehow
John, do you have any
transition
kids?
it.
A daughter, right?
Yeah.
But it actually said on there that it's fresh floor.
Not only did it say
for about 29 more days.
the molding,
What is she?
this was a graduate. The fact that
Mid-December.
it's ready to paint. I mean, it's crazy, man. There's nothing that's been done to those walls.
She's got a
They
dual
might have
degree
another
in
issue, too.
agricultural economics
In the kitchen, there was old
business
linoleum.
administration.
What was to me, it looked like this stuff that they would
Like
roll
what?
out.
She wanted to go
But,
into vet school.
They missed that asbestos and tore that
Organic
out.
chemistry
That
kind of
issue.
took care
It was
of that.
rollout stuff?
It was
I don't
either,
think that was
well,
asbestos
I
stuff.
said I thought it was rollout, but
I don't know. I
they
think she
say
wanted,
it is not. It was a
she's
kind
talking
of,
like she wants to go to grad school, so
So we get a new fax
we'll
on
see
that.
where she
yeah, it's
gets.
800.
I'm thankful for Aurora Orthodontics.
Aurora
and TMJ.
Orthodontics and TMJ. Now, they do adults in 2 years. They're aggressive, and they can do it in 2 years with these palate expanders. But I'm grateful for what they do with kids. It's called the New Orthodontics. Honest to God, I can't believe the deal. I have 2 kids doing it. But for one kid, let's just take one kid, it's $140 a month. Now, that's what I'm paying. And for that, they get these mouthpieces they wear at night. And you get them in very early, and then their palate expands and their teeth straighten. And 80% of them don't need braces at all. When they do need braces, they need them for a third of the time of normal orthodontics. And the whole thing costs $140 a month. There's no lump sum. There's no down payment. And then when they're done, they're done. I can't believe how this is going. My kids' teeth are getting straight without any braces. And my daughter probably will not need braces. My son will probably need them for a short time. If you're interested in the New Orthodontics, and there's no extractions and no surgeries, they expand palates. 303-690-0400. I love this service. 303-690-0400. It's NEO, New Early Orthodontics, NEO. And they have an office in Lone Tree. Okay. I'm Tom Martino, consumer advocate. We fight for people. We fight with people. We do whatever we can to help people. We really do. Andrea contacted us about a roofing job. Andrea, what's this problem, Andrea?
Hi there.
Hi.
I came home real quick to change to get to work.
Yeah.
And when I pulled into my parking, the roofing company, they had their truck pulled into my garage. Well, not my garage, but my driveway. And they were tearing my roof apart. It's attached to my neighbor's roof. So they were tearing both of them apart.
Is this a townhome?
Yes, this is the townhome.
And did you hire this roofer to do a new roof?
No, I did not.
Did you have roof damage?
I had hail damage, yes.
Who hired this roofer?
My neighbor did.
Okay,
I was going to hire them, but I told them I'm going to look around.
Okay, so they're replacing a townhome roof on her section only, except they bled over into your section. Now, were they obviously tearing your roof off, or was it just the border where hers meets yours?
No, they tore the whole roof. They tore her roof and my roof
off. Okay. So they saved the next guy a lot of work because you were going to do it anyway, right? So I don't understand this. Usually in townhomes, they make you go with a common roofer because it's all one roof. Do you mean to tell me people can hire individual roofers?
Yes, because this isn't an HOA townhouse. So.
Can they? Yeah, apparently. Can they have different colors?
I guess so. Because I know the salesperson said that my neighbor picked the color out already before.
So
like,
they, in a townhome community, they don't care if it's checkered with different colors.
No.
Wow. Is there any demarcation, like do the roofs break where yours meets hers?
Not in the front, in the back where the peak is.
Yeah.
Then that portion is mine, and that's where they stopped, and that's where it's sticking up now.
Okay. Did they think it was her roof, or did they think you had hired them? What was the story? What's the story?
They didn't care. When I talked to the project manager, whose name was Robert, he told me that they knocked on my door, but since no one answered, I guess that was okay for them.
No, I'm asking you a simple question. Do they believe that you hired them? Is that why they did it? Or did they do it? Why did they do it? Did they think they had a contract with you at the time?
No, I asked the guy that was pulling my roof. I go, why are you pulling my roof off? He goes, because it's easier.
I don't understand. So okay, well, now hire your roofer and get the new one on. Is it down to bare wood, or does it have tar paper, or what?
On the peak, I haven't been up there to check it, so I'm not sure yet.
Okay, so...
I was just concerned about the snow and the...
No, you should be concerned. But you were planning to get your roof done anyway, right?
Right. And it was going to be with them, but when I watched how they were... Because they wouldn't even give me the copy of their
well, that's
paperwork.
What's the name of this place?
It's Metro Construction and Company.
Listen, you don't have to hire them just because they started the job. Hold on, I don't know what Wally wants to say.
She might owe for what they've done.
No, I don't think so. Wally, what do you think about... Mark, you're talking about Quantum Marriott, and John, I don't know if that would apply here. They start tearing a roof off. I mean, this woman could say, I could choose not to have it done for a year. I mean, it's kind of a different situation here. They're forcing her hand, I think. Wally, what is your comment on this?
I have done roofs like this before, and typically when you have a common roof plane that is divided in half, one side goes to one townhouse, goes to the other, and they don't want the same roofer to do it, they need to basically take like a W-style flash, valley flashing.
Well, Wally, the technology here, or what they do, doesn't interest me as much as whether they had the right to do it. So we're not saying that can't be done. We're not addressing the installation. But don't you think it's crazy that they just went ahead and tore off a roof? I mean...
Well, I do, but my point is that since they have torn it off, they should dry it in.
Yes.
And she should pay just for that portion. But what I'm saying is if she wants to go with a different color than the neighbor, then they need to put they need to take a W.
Wally, no one cares about that part, okay? That what they have to do technically. I really appreciate your call. Yes, we know that she can go with a different color and the roofer will do what they have to do that. Right now, the point is, what about that? Are they willing, this seems to be the easiest thing to do, Andrea. Are they willing to simply dry it in, as this gentleman, Wally, said? Are they willing to dry it in, put down? Because really, that's 80% of your roof. Are they willing to dry it in at least?
No, when I talked to the project manager, Robert, he told me, oh, they're going to come back out and fix it and clean up their mess, you know.
And do what?
And but they never did. He just told me that.
How long ago did they tear it off?
It's been about 2.5 weeks ago.
Okay, this is ridiculous, okay? We need to call this company. Are they going to dry it in? They need to dry it in. But, John, wouldn't they be responsible for damages if they don't dry it in?
Yeah, I think you could make that argument.
I mean, these people
they did unauthorized work. I mean,
Metro Construction, let's call them right this minute. We got more coming up.
Accidentally, wrong address, whatever, puts a brand new roof up while I'm on vacation. $30, $40, $50, $60,000 roof. I owe them absolutely nothing.
Now hold on a second. If you needed a roof anyway, they're going to make an argument you got value and you can negotiate something. But I'll go so far as to say, no, you don't owe them anything. Nope.
God, that'd be wild, man.
I don't know, John. I might be wrong.
I tell them to pound sand. I tell them to pound sand, too, but that doesn't mean,
now, Mark,
that doesn't mean if they lean my house
Mark,
and take me to court,
let's put it this way. Let's put it another way. They tore a roofer started your roof. These guys were in the neighborhood, and they were called to the neighborhood. They see this roof started, and they finish it. Okay. okay? And they went to the wrong house. But you had a contract with another roofer to do it. If they said, oh shit, we did your roof by mistake, and you were going to have it done anyway, you were in the process.
Yeah.
I believe that they could argue, pay me what they were going to pay. There's no loss.
What would be weird is the loss would be the contract you signed with the other fucking.
That company would have to go after you and them. But in a pure world, let's just say this company.
No, I know what you're saying. I agree with that.
Because
then you got the value and you were going to do it anyhow.
Exactly. But if it's just out of the fucking blue, no. But I think this is where Quantum Marriott comes in. Is you were going to do it anyway, or your engine was blown,
but if
you were going to have it done, and you had an estimate from another shop, but they went ahead and did it anyway. Then you show them that estimate. Say, look, you were going to have it done by them. Here, just pass that amount. And this is where people say to me, I don't want to pay. I never told them to do it. But you were going to do it anyway. You're going to pay the exact same price.
But they have to be able to
Luckily, she had her insurance company. She had her insurance check.
Okay,
She
so
didn't have
I
her
have a guy
insurance
named
check.
Kidney. He was
She
lined up
would
for
be
one
out
from an ex.
Because the
From an
insurance they're going to
ex-druggie.
pay
They
for
were
a
going to
roof
give
that's
him one
already
from an
tore off.
ex-druggie in Boston. He's here in
No matter what.
Colorado. That over the weekend, that guy's kidney, he got kidney stones or something.
Well, I negotiate.
So now
I'd say pay my deductible and do it.
a kidney.
I do. I'd probably ask them for that, but I'm with you. I just haven't done it. Plus, it's weird if you had two different roofers doing the same roof.
And normally they got to have the same type of
I don't know if he was taking
Remember the
all
one
this
we
list
went out
because
to
they had
the
a kidney
townhome and
for
I
him.
flew the drone
Again,
over?
it's from some
So that'd be like
ex-druggies.
the people on the back having one roof for the people on the front another. It's just bizarre.
Well, it was the donor
In fact,
folks.
usually the HOAs
That being
make 'em
said,
work
they pretty much told us,
This
don't
price
call
is
us, you
fucking-
need to deal directly with the patient. So,
Crown
I'm not
ordered the thing. Dude, they sawed that guy up and brought him out in pieces.
So he said they were supposed to kidnap him and bring him back.
Yeah, that's why they had a body.
The only
double
information
go
I
in.
remember getting
Did you
was
see that?
just from
There was one thing.
I forget what they're called. I'll have to
Only
give it
one
to you.
reason they knew it
This guy
wasn't him. The shoes.
has no legs or something.
Oh, really?
I
Everything
have to
else,
read the story
same
again.
exact
It's
tie,
pretty long.
same exact suit jacket, same exact look.
He's an
I thought they just took his clothes. I thought they had his clothes on.
Well, maybe so, but he was a body double. The only thing that was different was shoes.
What were we talking about?
The Saudi prince had that reporter killed, man.
Oh, and they had a guy walk out that looked like him?
They had a body double. The only reason
How
the
did they
video...
know? But how did they know someone was observing anyway to have somebody walk out to begin with?
Because they're in Turkey and every square inch of that place is under severe video surveillance.
Yeah. So the guy comes out. The only thing different was his shoes. They had his clothes on. The guy had the same beard cut, same
What do
height,
we
same
know?
everything.
Was it done on U.S. soil? No, it was done in
Turkey.
Then what can we do about that?
Well, because, I mean, the Saudis can't be going around hacking people
No,
up
they
there.
can't, but we're not police officers of the world.
Well, we are.
It's an American citizen.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's right.
Well,
he works for the
was he a
Washington-
citizen
yeah,
or
no, I
he
think
just...
he is. I think he works for the Washington Post. Washington.
Yeah. I don't know. Was he actually a citizen now?
Naturalized, yeah.
Okay. So kind of. We call that he can't be president.
He really is
He
a
can't be
citizen.
president.
That's a good point.
And if you can't
Yeah,
be
that's-
president,
Are you really
the
a
problem
citizen?
is we're hacking up one of our guys.
you can't be hacksawing people in the embassy. We frown on that, as Dan said.
We take it a little personal.
I think they had that audio recording too of it. At first I thought, nah, they're just saying they have it. I'm starting to think that shit's out there, bro. Some guy
I don't think what he did,
saws.
what he wrote was that bad.
Hi, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter,
303-713.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Plumline Services. Free second opinions. No tricks, no gimmicks. They'll come out. If you have a water heater that you're told needs to be replaced and you have an estimate, or an electrical panel change, or a furnace or HVAC system, a major repair, or anything wrong with your drain or sewer line, they will give you a free second opinion. Here's what I love about this program. They have no choice but to beat it. And if they can't, they simply have to tell you that. Numbers never lie. You can never go wrong with this free second opinion from Plumline Services. Besides, they don't use any subcontractors for their drain work either. They have their own crew. 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086, plumlineservices.com. All right, let's talk. 303-713-TALK is our number. What would you do if they tore off your roof and you didn't give them authorization? I'd say you better dry it in or you're responsible for damages. This is Metro Construction. It's just wrong. I don't even know how to justify any of it. They have to dry it in. John, would you say if they don't dry it in, she is obligated to mitigate her damages?
Oh, for sure she is, and she would need to do that. I mean, listen, here's the bottom line. They were not authorized. They trespassed onto her roof.
Yes, they
okay?
did. Yes.
She did not authorize them to be there, to commence construction, to do anything. And so the suggestion that she would have to pay for that is crazy. No way in the world would I do that.
Now, she can't make them put on a new roof.
Yeah, that's questionable. I mean, there's a whole issue of betterment and stuff, but you know, if she ended up using that company, I would say she's in a really strong position to negotiate a very favorable contract.
Now, I think if they dry it in and say, look, your roof was damaged anyway, we're going to dry it in, get someone to fix it if you want, or us, I think that's far enough. But who knows? I mean, like, it's questionable. It's a gray area. David, welcome. What's going on, David?
Yes, I was curious if you had a couple of options for someone to establish credit.
Yes.
For the first time if they've never had any.
Yes. A checking account is great. Another one is getting a landlord to report. Sometimes landlords, if you have, do you have a landlord?
No, and it's for a friend's son, and I told him maybe he could co-sign. He didn't want to do that, and then I said maybe try and get a car. He said he doesn't need a car.
No. You don't want to purposely get crazy debt, but establishing a secured credit card.
Capital One.
You make a deposit, and you can have a secured credit card, and they will report payment history even though it's secured. Once it's secured, they will help you then establish a line of credit, and they will help you. I would start there. The other thing is a normal checking account, believe it or not, does count as a positive if you never bounce or overdraw. And a landlord is another common way. So I would start there. The first is the secured credit card, and purposely use it. For example, if they have a $500 card, you put $500 down, and then they allow you to use, I think, up to $400 or so, whatever amount it is, and then you go and use it, pay it off. Go and use it and pay it off. Sometimes you pay it off in 3 months, and you show some payment history. That's the only way you can do it.
Okay, great. That'll work.
And Capital One, in my opinion, has the best program, although they're so damn frustrating. Oh, God, they're so frustrating. John, if you had a credit card and somebody used it, and they opened up a phony iTunes account in their name, and they were charging stuff on it, okay? And then what would you do? You call your credit card company?
That'd be the first start. Yep.
And what would they tell you to do? What would they tell you to do?
I don't know. Open a fraud claim, call the police.
Okay, but what would they do with the card?
They would immediately cancel it.
And do what?
And send you a new one.
Yes. Now, I'm going to tell you something that no one knows, but this is true, and especially Capital One. Okay, the person that charged the iTunes, okay, they do it again. They say, wait a minute, this is my iTunes account, and here's my credit card. And iTunes contacts the credit card company. What do you think the credit card company does?
Please tell me not give them the new number.
Yes, they give them the new number because it's a recurring charge, and they give the creditor the benefit of the doubt, not the consumer, the creditor, or they can establish a new recurring account, and they will use it. I swear.
I would shut that down in a heartbeat.
No, you can't shut it down without dropping the account completely.
Right.
I don't mean the card. You got to change the entire credit account. Bright Light Chiropractic.
Now listen,
finally.
Then it's not even a pre-existing charge. If this guy that scammed you on iTunes now goes to Amazon, what has a year, Audible, okay, and they start an Audible account, and it's monthly. Audible goes to your credit card company, Capital One, and says, I have a recurring contract with this guy, and I have the old
Same day they
number.
were out there.
They say,
How
oh,
the hell can they do that? I mean,
They
literally,
So she got a
hard
free
it is
roof?
to get information out of those people.
Did she get a free roof?
How
At this
does
point,
a-
it's free.
How does
He
a
said they
billing
talked to
company
her.
go
They
and get
worked
that
with her.
information?
Here's what they say. They
She
say,
had talked to her
Well,
before.
she left out a big fucking part that it's been done.
Are we holding Andrea?
No,
Do you-
so
Amazon,
they can call her.
Apple, these. I
So
said,
they can
it's
call
not
her?
an
The roofing
emergency.
company has to call her to get this taken care of.
And they say,
All right, it's been.
then you have.
Well, let's bring her back
You
up.
have to
because
call
Well,
merchant.
she said there's a big hole in
I
it.
said, that's why I have a credit card.
Wait a minute, Mark wants to bring her back.
Now they said,
Yeah,
that
bring her
guy
back
went
up.
to
I
try to
mean,
buy
she's
something
neglected
next
to
door.
say the entire
And we
roof
locked
was
down.
done.
But any
Unless
recurring
I missed
charge
something.
involving a contract where a
Call them,
consumer
they
has
said
agreed to
the
terms
job's
and
done.
conditions,
It's done 2.5 weeks ago.
authorizes that creditor to get
They're
any
waiting for an
subsequent
inspection.
account.
Probably did. First
It
I've
is
heard
the
that.
craziest thing in the world.
Yeah.
People do not believe me. I swear to God, it is the craziest thing in the world.
It hasn't happened to me for a while, but, you know, every now and again your credit cards will get stolen, and they'll like create a new one and walk in a Walmart somewhere or a grocery store or something like that. And they're pretty good at shutting those things down.
The secret is the consumer doing the fraud must make a charge that's recurring.
Mm-hmm.
Recurring charges are never canceled. Neither are new recurring accounts. It doesn't even have to be an old one. And no one believes it until it happens. Yep. So you have to shut down the account and move on. Now, if you shut down the account and it's a brand new account, they won't cross-collateralize. They won't. That's one thing a credit card company won't do that a bank does. Because at a bank, when somebody has fraudulent checks and they shut down a checking account, open up a new one, they think they're free. If a bounced check comes in, they go to your new account and take the money out. And then you have to fight it. I'm telling you, man, that the fucking finance industry is crazy. How long do you think they have to claw back a deposit? Anything in your bank to claw it back. A cashier's check, a regular check, any kind of payment, even cash. There is no statute.
Well,
there's normal statutes.
What do you mean, claw
Okay.
back? I mean,
all deposits are subject to verification. Have you seen that on your deposit slip? Have you ever asked the bank when it's verified?
why I run into that issue sometimes.
Have you ever asked them? There is no verification process.
Okay.
I've asked, when is it? A bank cannot tell you when a deposit is verified. And if they say they can, say then write on this deposit slip verified. They won't do it. They have clawed back people's money a year later saying the check was bad. A year later. The only thing the federal government says is you have to give them provisional credit. It's called provisional.
But if you deposit a check and that check clears,
What's clearing? It's presented for deposit to the other bank.
Right.
It clears. The guy on the other end says, I never wrote that check.
Was your visit good?
Oh, it cleared, but I never wrote it.
Wasn't exciting.
Really no such thing as
They'll
clear.
fucking claw it back. It doesn't matter. The other one is, they purposely offset a number in the routing. It goes to what's called a dead file.
$200.
That dead file is research.
Voucher.
Research. 6 months later, they get to it and find out it's a
I
bad
got
check.
one sitting in front
They
of
claw it back.
We're flying to Texas.
I'm telling you, when I found out this shit, I couldn't believe what we're open to. It's amazing that not more happens.
These people on Craigslist
We're only
have
taking a little, we're not paying attention to that. We're going, we bought these off Amazon.
Cash cannot be clawed back, neither can a wire, actually.
Oh, really?
The exact,
Which is really, really
I got one of those checks.
whatever it is.
Here's what I mean, we didn't do it.
There's one airline.
From Craigslist.
One
It was
airline
on a medical
that's a
supply
little
place in
smaller
Salt
than
Lake
all the
City.
rest.
Everything
They
would be okay. I called the company, they existed.
Oh, they do on Spirit.
Account.
Do they?
A Spirit makes you,
Spirit's a tough one. Oh, really?
We didn't let
so
stuff
ours
go.
fits Spirit.
I
So
found out then they
you get a
told me
little big one, a little bigger one for
never.
other ones.
There's
I'll
no
tell you
thing
what.
to verify your check.
see, normally I don't have any issues with my bank.
I could cram in these that I bought though, man. I don't
They'll want to wait.
Oh, I did 3 days worth.
Until they, you know,
As long as you roll them up and just put them
Yeah,
in.
they hold.
I've got these,
They're sure that it's cleared by the time they
I don't
get
even know what
the
you call it, they're like
access to the
little
money.
If they find a
zipper
problem later on,
suitcases you put into a suitcase.
I couldn't
So
believe
you
either.
put all your socks in one. It doesn't vacuum seal, I've seen those systems, but you can zip it so tight.
How many Vietnamese
But
people?
it's just,
Well,
Vietnamese people,
I have
a lot of them
over
eat
the
dogs.
years.
Seriously, in Vietnam.
My friend, my truck, I need a dog car pound, at the dog pound, in the back in the late 70s, when the boat people come out, he said they'd come in there and they said, well, I lost my dog, and they'd say, what kind of dog? And they'd say, big juicy dog. That's how they would answer. Seriously, it was a problem. Big juicy dog.
gets rid of a lot of dogs, so.
He told me that, I couldn't believe it. They had to go through, adopted animals used to be free. They had to start making it harder for people to adopt them and stuff because of that.
Because of big juicy
dog.
My last store I sold on Peoria, right across the street was a Buck and Scoot Chinese place. So I worked that store for 3 years at the counter. That was kind of my home base. So I went over there one time about the first month I fired store manager, went to there, and I walked through this line, man, and I'm looking at this Buck and Scoot. There wasn't one thing in there I eat. I left and never went back in that restaurant.
That's nasty.
Anyway, they don't do banking. No, because
I've seen those before, the buckets.
They'll have $50 million in
all this one.
Exactly. We used to sell.
You ever been in a place you just wonder how the health department hasn't shut it down?
5s and 10s.
I mean,
in a
God.
pillowcase at 5. And they do business at 5 in the morning.
What's the nastiest place? You used to do that food reporting. What was the grossest one?
There were always Chinese.
Always.
We dealt with a bunch of them. Always Chinese. But it was so different that they said, here's the bank.
And the one,
and then
the report said,
banking rules here.
owner instructed to
scoop rules were not
the
safe for people here.
Cockroach carcasses from refrigerators. To scoop the cockroach.
I'll tell you later.
To scoop them out.
For soup?
How'd your wife do it?
I gotta fucking get out of here, man.
I gotta tell you that.
That takes me a minute to
send her back.
Hello, I'm Tom Marchino. Welcome to
the only show of its kind anywhere. And this hour is brought to you by Centeno Schultz, one of the few clinics that do true living stem cell therapy. I'm a consumer advocate, and I fight for consumers' rights, and I expose bad guys, and I tell you about good guys. That's what I do. Thank you for trusting me. This is a short week for many. Happy Thanksgiving to those celebrating Thanksgiving, and for those reflecting on the year. Tell me what you're thankful for. Centeno Schultz, living stem cell therapy, how do you know? First, they're MDs. Second, they extract stem cells from you when they're going to deliver them, and they deliver them with imagery. Always, and don't ever go to a place that does not extract stem cells, because it is impossible under current law to have living stem cells shipped. If they're shipping them in and calling them stem cells, they are lying to you. They are absolutely lying to you. The same with umbilical cord blood, and they're just scams, all right? Centeno Schultz, if you want the real deal for pain, for arthritis, for painful joints, avoidsurgerytoday.com. Avoidsurgerytoday.com. 303-963-9201. Now, Andrea called us and said, my neighbor is having her roof done. We're in a townhome, and Metro Construction, the roofer, started tearing my roof off. In fact, they tore it all off. And the guy said it was easier that way, according to the homeowner. I find that impossible to believe. Andrea says, look, I don't want them doing my roof. I don't have a contract with them. Our attorney, John Fuller, today with Fuller Law, he's a personal injury attorney, but he weighed in and said, look, they had no authorization to do this. And I think not only that, they need to dry it in and at least avoid further damage.
There's a much bigger twist, though.
What's the twist, guys?
I talked to Robert at Metro Constructors, and the same day they tore it off, they replaced the whole roof. It's done.
Wait a minute. Andrea, how did you miss not telling me that?
No, they replaced the front of the roof, because he said, he made it out to be like they were doing me a favor. He goes, well, the insurance your neighbor's insurance company paid for the whole roof, meaning the front roof. But at the peak where the back goes down, that's my roof, and it's not attached to her roof.
Was that torn off?
No, they left it, and that's
Wait
where
a minute.
the peak. That's where it's sticking up.
Let me get this straight. I really want to be clear. They did replace half of your roof?
They replaced the front house because that was
okay. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's all I need to know. Now the back, the part they did not replace. Did they tear it off?
They tore the peak, so parts of it is sticking up now.
What you mean? Part of it is exposed?
I haven't been up there to see, but it's sticking up. It's never stuck up before until they messed with the roof.
All right, so Andrea, as it stands now, though, the part they tore off, they replaced.
Right, because they said it was easier to do it that route without my permission.
Why didn't you mention that?
I did mention that.
No, you didn't. You didn't mention they replaced it. You mentioned they tore it off. But that's all right. We found out.
Well, how much for them just to do that other section?
Yeah. I mean, they didn't charge you for that front part. So
they didn't charge for the front part because it was paid for as part of the other one.
I understand. Now, to get the additional part done, you were going to have it done anyway, right? Because you have hail damage. Is that right or wrong?
Right. I wasn't going to have it done till the spring.
Okay. Well, wait till spring and have it done. I mean, you're ahead. You're going to probably have money left over on your insurance claim.
It's a hell of a problem to have.
Did you already have your adjuster out there?
Yes, he was already out here.
Good. You got credit for the whole damage, and you're only going to have to pay for half of it.
But, Tom, what you're not understanding is there's parts of my back of my roof that's sticking up now.
When you say sticking up, I know you've said that 4 times now. I got to understand this better. Okay. When you say sticking up, it's where the new peak meets the old peak. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. On the tent part, the very peak, the ridge we call it, the new shingles are meeting the old shingles. Usually, what they put up there is a cap. They just put the tile or the shingle over the top, unless there's a vent up there. Now, that's sticking up. The most important question is the peak exposed to weather or not? If it's not exposed, it's a simple cosmetic problem until spring. And I don't think you have any damages there. You wait till spring, and when they do the other part of the roof, that'll all be melded together. I mean, unless it's exposed. Is it exposed, Andrea?
I haven't been up in the roof to see.
Okay, that's the part you need to know that. That's the part that really counts.
Right, and that's the part I'm concerned about.
And I can't imagine they'd leave it exposed, but she should check.
Yeah, we should have it checked, or you should have it checked. Andrea, what do you want? You just want to make sure your roof is not exposed. Is that right?
Right. Well, number one, they took the liberty to work on my part of the roof without my permission.
Wrong. That was wrong.
They took the liberty of coming just because they knocked on the door.
But Andrea, you have a way. You are not harmed, and I'll tell you why. When you have your new roofer there, since you got an insurance check anyway, you can have them tear off that new roof and do the whole roof if you want. So you were really, I understand that you're pissed off they did not get your authorization. I understand it, and you're right, but you were not harmed by it. Because
we don't know, because I haven't been up on my roof to see the...
Andrea, let's take out the peak. Forget about the peak. Let's say the peak is not exposed. Okay, let's just say it just doesn't look good until you marry it all together. You haven't been damaged because here's why. You have the choice to replace the entire roof. You don't have to accept the new roof. Or 2, you can have just the half done they didn't do. So there's no damage if your roof is not exposed. And I know you keep concentrating on the peak, and you should. You should make sure that's not exposed. Other than that, though, if it's not exposed, you're money ahead. You see that, right?
No, I do not.
You don't?
That.
Okay, hold on.
I see the stress of my roof not knowing what's going on the top part, and I'm going to have to be the one.
I bet Jay Bretz would go out there and look at it and give her an estimate on finishing it as well.
Andrea, what I'm asking, what I'm saying is though, I understand this whole thing pissed you off. Okay, we get it, but the actual substance of this deal, the actual substance, you have a new half of a roof replaced at no charge whatsoever, and if you want, you can have it all torn off and have the whole roof replaced as you originally intended to do, or simply pay for the other half. Now, other than being exposed, if it's not exposed, what damages do you have?
No damages if it's not exposed.
Okay, so let's find out for you. That's what we want to do. Because you should know if that roof is exposed to the weather or not.
Yeah, and plus Jay will give her an estimate on it.
Yeah.
Robert said he'd be out there this afternoon to check out.
All right, Andrea, would you call us back and let us know? You know, it may sound like we're disagreeing with you. We're trying to clarify things. That's all we're trying to do. And then I clarified this. This is the main issue. Did they leave your roof exposed? That's what we want to find out. And if we find that out, you can go through the entire winter not worrying about it. And in the spring, you decide if you want a whole new roof or you just want to pick one similar, the same thing, and have the back done. I think that's a great deal. You know, a lot of people get hung up, though, on issues of, I didn't authorize it, or I didn't do it, I didn't want it. And, John, this is the hardest thing to get across. Without damages, that doesn't matter. Except in very rare circumstances. But even if she said, I didn't like that color, she still has her original insurance check to do the whole roof.
That's right. Yeah. So I mean, she really could come out of this in a great way. I mean, she's
right.
Granted, she didn't get to pick the color, but the reality is it's probably not a terrible color. She got a roof for free.
Or it sounds like more than half.
But you know,
yeah. So go ahead, finish the back part, be done with it, move on in your life.
We had a case one time, a hell of a case, in a parking lot with a windshield, and a mobile windshield repair place repaired the wrong car. Listen, they did have a bullet hole, they call them, those, you know, the little, they had a little tiny star, maybe that's a better word. They had a star, and it was about the size of a quarter, and they replaced the windshield. This guy was pissed off. Okay, they did not have my authorization to touch my car. I said, you're right. Was the car damaged in any way? Well, there's a little dust on the dashboard. That's how I first noticed it.
I wish I could be so unlucky.
Just a little dust. But, hold on. No, he wanted me to go after that company. They acknowledged they made a mistake. They did not charge him. He had a damaged windshield, but he was pissed off. But really, think about it. Yeah. He was pissed off. And I know we hear from these people all the time. What damage did the guy have?
Right.
None. Here's what he did say. Well, they could have taken this thing out of my glove compartment. They could have done this. It could have rained. It could have caused damage.
Well, I hear that all the time. I could have died. You know, I could have died in the accident.
Oh, we have it where mechanics, listen to this. They left the brake line, something with the brake line exposed or broken or not secure, and
I could have driven off a cliff.
And they went over. They went over, and just as they parked, the brake pedals sunk to the floor. They had their little kids in the car. Do you know what they say?
Johnny could have been killed.
We could have been killed. They want to know if they can go after the mechanic.
Of course.
They can. There's nothing to go after except the price of that brake job. He came out and fixed it. He crawled under the car, reconnected it, filled it with fluid, and it worked. They were pissed because of what could have happened. How many times do we hear that? We're going to take a quick break, man. This is a discussion that we have to have. I want to know what you're thankful for. I'm thankful for Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal, for used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. You know, Rocky's has a certain clientele, if you know what I mean. All places have certain clienteles. What does that mean? It's their primary customer. Every business, pick a business. Macy's, pick a business. Target, pick a business. Walmart. Everyone has what they call their P1, their primary customer. That's, honest to God, that's what they market to. But I'm saying something differently here. Rocky's should have other customers. But they don't even bother shopping there because they figure, oh no, I don't need a cheap car. Oh, Rocky's has cars of value. Some inexpensive and expensive. So here's what I'm going to say. Oh, shop at your fancy schmancy places. Go ahead. But at least put Rocky's on the list. Monday through Saturday 9 to 7. and financing on the spot. Rocky's Autos, 303-426-4646. It's Rocky's 63rd and Federal.
This report is sponsored by Hellsberg Diamond. Drive across.
She's been angry at him from the beginning.
But what is she angry at?
Because they parked in her driveway without her permission to begin with. Then she would come home, go in the house, and never answer the door. And the neighbor finally said, I will see that it's paid for to get it done, because his was scheduled.
Right.
And so the neighbor said, go ahead.
Poor neighbor.
Huh?
Poor neighbor dealing with this freaking...
What is, Mark Cranack is asking for this guy to be on the show? Who is this Roy guy?
He found some new niche. I told him that's fine.
Okay, good. I like that.
I'm glad he's finding a niche. I forget what it is.
On top of an old peak.
So we think about this.
And now what's on there is on the back
Say
side.
suing insurance companies.
Anyway, so just fucking go get it done and move on, you know?
Exactly.
It's like Mark and I were in here one day, and this guy was going on and on
This
about
woman
this.
says she
And
ended
then
up
come
in a
out about this
wheelchair.
case, and then he goes, well, I could have died. And
I
you had a
said-
perfectly
she
good
said,
medical
well, I never
malpractice
go.
right up until
And
the
she
point
said,
where they
well,
cured
Robert,
you.
the last time he said he was going to come out and clean up,
If you
he
only
never
were
showed up,
dead,
so why should I
your
do it
case
now?
would be worth
I
so
said,
much.
I don't know, but I'll make sure Clint has your number and let him know your
We're
question.
talking about the Crown Prince. I bet they set a precedent.
Is she?
There won't be people
Okay, you already have her
like
number.
Saudi Arabia for a while.
Oh, that's nothing new. That guy could have pretty accurately predicted his demise.
Some people are
Okay, you don't
difficult.
predict
Okay.
Why would he meet with her? Why
That's
would he
nice
meet
way
He
with her?
needed something.
Meet with who?
He needed
He
something
needed
for
some paperwork to marry his Turkish fiance.
Oh, they trapped him too,
This
man.
stupid thing was the highest performing post with that scar. You know why? I asked, what would you do at a dentist?
How many people?
Well, I don't know, but it said it was the top performing post as far as engagement.
Remember that. The thing about it only happened like 2 weeks prior to that, so we don't know whether it's...
Mark, I don't think that they're going by numbers either, because some of them have not that many numbers, but they have shares and comments. They're talking about total engagement. I don't even know what they use for that. But I know that when I ask questions and not pontificate, I get better. You know what I'm saying? I don't say, hey, this is wrong and we should have a law. But I say, what do you think? What would you do?
You know, they could have killed me. Look at this. I could have died, you know.
I could have, would have, should have. Could have, would have, should have. They should have. I could have. They would have. They would have let me die. I could have died. They should have fixed it. And all of it's true. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
My uncle
could have
It's a great brand. I got it. I've got 2 of these at home. Not 65.
Yeah.
Mark, you get these. Plus, I get 25% off.
Do you want these Facebook
one time?
Do you want these Facebook stats,
50
Suzanne? Do you want me to
Back
send
then would have been
or you don't care?
$8,000.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I
You
know.
do want them, Mark, right?
Listen to this, man. 4K, 65-inch, with Roku built-in TV. $398, 65-inch, plus I get another 25% off. So $300.
Okay, listen. I keep thinking, what the fuck do I need TVs? Because I want it.
I know.
But it's like
You run out of room.
I know. There's no reason.
I
just
got
want it.
I got 2 TVs. I got a 55 and a 60-inch sitting in my storage room because I have no place to put them because I bought new ones.
But she really is set back.
I would like.
People won't even steal them from your house anymore. They're so
And maybe it happened anyway, I don't know.
You know, if they go in the house, they don't
very
steal
good
them.
point.
They're so cheap.
Looking at the photos.
It wasn't, but there's so much nice to it being.
They weigh nothing.
Doesn't take much.
Electronics in general are
Pete,
darn cheap.
so on Black Friday, the PlayStation and the
They finally
Xbox are going to be under $200.
Oh, great!
With the
I just
game.
bought a new one.
Yeah, I don't know. What
You know what? I'm still
saying
pissed off of my son. He is such a great bastard. I got him good
in this
time.
town. Family reunion.
Dear
at
son,
least.
you greedy bastard.
We've gone.
Did you just buy one for real? You should return it and wait Black Friday, man. And you get whatever game. So,
You get a game?
yeah, the games are like $60. The Spider-Man game is $60. So you get the Spider-Man PS4 and the Spider-Man game.
I think my son's finally out of that.
He didn't take care of some minor thing.
I play zombies occasionally. Like once a year I'll get into it.
He did what?
Had to be bailed out.
I like those games that never end. Zombies are
Really
no
minor,
ending
like
to
make
it.
it
It's just
pay
as
for
hard
play
and
other
harder
people?
until you die.
and ended up.
Yeah, but are you going to be the Wrangler board op?
I don't like talking to them.
He is?
They're all weird, man.
What's your full name? I want to get
There's a bunch of trolls around.
It's weird. I was looking for little kids.
They have to link together.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. I have an attorney here.
I hope you never need John Fuller, Fuller Law. And he's a great guy. And I hope you never need Joe Lazzara, a criminal defense attorney. When I say criminal defense, what do you think it means, really, for most of my listeners? Unfortunately, you know what it means, John. DUIs. DUIs, man. And DUIs, the holiday season, his business goes through the roof. So why am I advertising? Okay, Joe doesn't need more business when it comes to DUIs. He's saying use Uber, use Lyft, use a designated driver. Seriously, he sees people's lives ruined because of DUIs. And he's not going to preach to you. He'll represent you. And by the way, even if you learned your lesson, it's your first one, you want to go through the system and plead guilty, he'll help you there. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Okay, that's Joe Lazzara. We want to help any way we can, anywhere we can. Today, John Fuller's with us, personal injury attorney. And personal injury, I don't think people know what the hell a personal injury attorney is, except they help you when you're injured. But here, I want to ask you something very quickly here. People get in a car accident and they call you. How many of those people want you to help them with their car?
Well, you know,
that's not what you do. Personal injury concentrates on injury.
Yeah, it depends on how soon after the accident it is. Because if you call me in the first day or two, for most people, even if they're badly hurt, the immediate concern is I have no transportation.
Right.
Okay? So that's a big thing. People can't get to work. They can't, the insurance company's not calling them back. So that is present of mind, you know. And there's a lot of legitimate reasons why that can be the case. I mean, if I have accidents where the other driver was DUI and he goes to jail. Well, he's not calling his insurance company from jail and giving a recorded statement that allows them to investigate that accident. So sometimes it just takes a few days to get that worked out. So, you know, it's very frustrating, but that generally is one of the immediate concerns. The injuries, they're not going to resolve themselves in 2-3 days. They're going to take months many times.
Okay, so personal injury claims from minor to major, but not minor enough where you would not take them, but where they need help. How long do they take? Give me is there an average, John?
I'd say on the short end, most of our cases are close to maybe 10 months to a year for the shortest cases.
Oh my God! To get them completely done.
Yeah.
Is there any payment made in between?
No.
Wow.
No, unless they're really catastrophic or something, and those can go fast. But you know, people have to treat. I mean, we have the burden of proof, so we have to show to these insurance companies what the injuries are. Well, we can't do that with just 1 or 2 trips to the doctor. That requires them to treat and treat and treat and hopefully resolve their injuries down the road, and then we begin the negotiating process.
How long did yours take?
Over a year.
With John Fuller?
Yep, over a year.
Did he get more than you ever thought?
Well, he got as much as he could. I mean, there was no more insurance left. He got every nickel the other company had.
Okay. Ed, what's going on with you, Ed?
Oh, hi. Hello.
Hi. What's happening?
Hello, Tom. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, Ed.
Yes. I was having a problem with Mountain View Medical Group.
What is the problem, sir?
My doctor, I've been going to see him for over 10 years, and I had an issue in this past January where I ended up having to go to jail for 6 months. Well, my bill came due.
Why'd you have to go to jail?
Oh, I'm going through a divorce, and I got a contempt charge.
Okay. So anyway,
go ahead. Yeah, my bill came due, and I'm not sure which month it came due because I was in the jail.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I couldn't pay the bill. The 3 days after I was released in July, I paid my bill. I paid my bill right away.
Mm-hmm.
I called up again to make an appointment. They said I can't make an appointment. My account has been flagged or whatever.
Do you still have a balance?
Yes. Yeah.
Ed,
no, I don't have a balance anymore. No, I paid it.
Okay, let's just get right to the point because I know what you're calling about. They don't have to take you.
No, they don't.
I mean, it might be crappy business practice, but they don't have to take you, and that's really what the crux of this matter is. Now, there is something called abandonment of care. But that is
exactly.
But hold on. That is a very, very, very high level to prove. I mean, abandonment of care, that has to be so egregious. I don't know, John Fuller, what's abandonment of care? I mean, that's something where somebody is on major medications and closely monitored. And okay, Ed, you're going to make your case for abandonment of care. You're not dead. You're not injured. What happened? What was your damage? Oh, let's get right to it. Okay, we're going to go to court. They abandoned you. What do you got for damages?
Well, I'm disabled. Okay.
What kind of disability?
And I have active DVDs in both legs and my chest.
Okay, what are your damages as a result of them not letting you come in? What is your damage?
Well, I don't even know because I can't get in to see the doctor.
Okay, I'm not giving you a hard time, but you're obligated to go find out. You have to go to another doctor. So you're telling me because they abandon you, you absolutely can't go anywhere else.
Well, no, that's not the case, but there's a 6 to 8 month waiting list to go to any other doctor, and the billing department told me to write them a letter and tell them why that didn't get paid when it was supposed to be paid, and they would probably take that off, and they'd let me come back and see my doctor.
Okay, Ed,
all right?
Ed, do you have, what condition do you have?
Well, I have my DVDs.
What is that?
Deep vein
thrombosis.
Yeah, deep vein thrombosis.
Okay. And you can't get in to see any doctors in less than 6 months.
Oh, just the doctor he's been seeing for 14 years won't take him while his account's flagged.
Right. I understand that.
I don't even think my doctor even knows about it. Only his billing group knew about this.
Okay, let's tell him. What doctor is it? Let's tell him right now.
Well, his name is Doc Fellhauer, Daniel Fellhauer.
Dr. Daniel Fellhauer. Fellhauer?
Yes, sir. Fellhauer, F-E-L-L-H-A-U-R, I do believe.
Okay, now, probably H. Okay, so Dr. Dan Fellhauer.
Sure.
He is what? What kind of a doc?
Well, he's a general practitioner.
Oh, okay.
Family doctor.
And you've been going into it 14 years.
Oh, I've been going to him a long time. Yes.
Okay, and they flagged your account. You did pay as soon at your first opportunity, but you're telling me they won't see you until you give them a good explanation.
Well, and I did exactly what she told me to do. I sent them a letter, the billing department a letter, and I've not heard back from them.
I'm going to say something. I'm going to go out on a limb, and this is not this is not legal advice. I'm just giving you my opinion.
Okay.
I don't think you have abandonment of care. John, do you think he has a prayer in a case for abandonment of care?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, okay. I mean, well, why waste time, Ed? Why waste time?
Where did you hear of this concept of abandonment of care?
Oh, with people on mainly painkillers, and people who have had critical problems, and this doctor knows their minute history. I mean, it's very, 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 very detailed.
Well,
Ed's got.
Yeah, I read all of the Colorado statutes on all of this, and I realized that they are really responsible to help me get another doctor, and they won't do anything.
No, they might have some ethical problems. You don't. I don't think you have a big case for damages, but they have some ethical problems.
No, and I wasn't thinking that. I just wanted to go back and see my doctor.
Yeah, I understand, and you should put in a complaint. You should put a complaint everywhere you can complain about doctors.
Tom,
sure.
Maybe the doctor doesn't want to see him.
Well,
maybe.
I can't imagine.
He thinks it's the billing department.
I understand,
absolutely.
Dr. Dan Fellhauer. And what's the name of the clinic?
Well, it's part of the big group called Mountain View Medical Group.
Mountain View Medical Group. Okay, I want somebody to let him know, Dr. Dan Fellhauer, Mountain View Medical Group, that Ed wants to go back to him, and he paid his bill at the first opportunity, and the billing department won't let him through unless he writes a letter of explanation. You know what? That pisses me off. Okay, listen. While I'm here discouraging a lawsuit, and I don't think you have abandonment of care, and I personally would never want to go back there again, and I don't know why you don't just try to find another doctor, and I refuse to let you paint me into a corner by saying, no, Tom, it's impossible, it must be this doctor, there are no other doctors available, because I will bet you I can get you to see a general practitioner this week, okay? What part of town are you in? What part of town are you in?
Oh, I'm Midtown.
Okay, I'll get you, if I get you a general practitioner that will see you and is taking on new patients, and they can get you in this week or next week, will you do it?
Well, absolutely.
Okay, because you told me there is no doctor available without a 6-month wait.
The ones that I've been referred to by other friends and things like that
Okay,
have
well,
all told
then,
me 6 to 8 months.
How about this? Let me refer
So I got a little discouraged. You know
Let
what I
me
mean?
refer you because.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have insurance?
Well, I have Medicare.
Okay. Okay. So we'll help you find a doctor, but I also think it's a hell of a thing that Mountain View Medical Group is doing. I mean, I've never heard of such
Well,
thing.
absolutely.
I mean, I think it is. You're being treated crappy, and I do agree with you. I do agree with you.
Well, yeah, and I believe the same thing.
It might not be abandonment of care, but it's a crappy way to treat people. And that's Dr. Dan Fellhauer's billing department. Well, here's what gets me. You paid the bill, but now they want a letter of explanation. Is this the first time you've ever been late?
No, but this time I'm not sure how late I was because I was not able to know, okay?
Ridiculous, just ridiculous. I'm with you on that. Mark, don't you think that's kind of...
I think it's probably goes back to the Medicare. If they can take on patients that aren't Medicare and get paid a little more, I mean, I don't think it's because he was a little late.
If they don't want, that's fine. If they don't want to do Medicare, that's fine. Ed, have they taken Medicare from you before?
Absolutely.
Okay, if they decide not to take Medicare, that's up to them. But Mark, they can't say we'll take some Medicare patients and not others.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, unless they have a really good reason. That's Mountain View Medical Group, Dr. Dan Fellhauer. I think we should drop a dime on them. I really do. I think it sucks. Hey, can you put this into your URL on the computer? GoCamSolar.com. And then put a slash and write Troubleshooter. You'll get a form to fill out for a free analysis of your lot. It's about time we start thinking about good things to do for our pocketbook and our planet, and you get both accomplished with solar systems. With their system, they use the tax credits for down payments, and you have small monthly payments until you own the system. You immediately save money by not paying your electric bill because they design systems to take care of 100% of your electric bill. And your bill will never go up like it will with electric. So GoCamSolar.com/troubleshooter.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
You know what's really funny about line 3? I have almost impeccable grammar and diction, almost impeccable. And the one person that he should be complaining about, he's complaining about me.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Problem with
my grammar, line 3.
Well, your grammar's, it's outrageous. Yeah. It's egregious.
Do you want me?
Preposterous.
Do you want me to start pointing out grammar mistakes? We'll do it. Let's play that game.
I've never in my entire life.
Say that again.
Ever.
No, the beginning. Say that sentence again.
What sentence?
Son of a bitch.
I find your grammar preposterous, egregious. His diction is far beyond anything that is restituting inside of the quails.
Inside of the quails.
Quaaludes.
Pipe leaks, low water pressure, or discolored water. These are all
I'm diminished by the preposterousness of his angles and dictation.
Is he on anything else? Jeff Childs?
No, he's the best.
And he's always twisting his
I
brain.
find your dictation preposterous. You mamander too long, too. Mamander. There used to be a Saturday Night Live where the guy would sit in his jail cell saying shit like this. I find it outrageous.
You just make up
He
words?
just he'd think they're real words, but they were like close, or they were completely out of context.
Right, you used it wrong.
Oh, I was laughing so hard it was preposterous.
How do you kill your children and stuff them in an oil barrel? And then your wife?
Oh, that was horrible, man.
Why don't they do what? Does this guy even want to live? I mean,
oh yeah, he does.
He didn't get the death penalty, man. They didn't go
why
after
does he wants to live?
Oh, that's why he made that deal that he said he did it. And now he says they coerced him in it, and he only killed his wife. He didn't kill the kids.
He killed his wife for killing the kids, is what he said.
That's what he's saying now. But that's not what he pleaded to.
He copped to the whole thing.
Can he change his plea?
I don't know, but he's not going to get anything less than what he's got now.
He's not going to get the death penalty. It's already off the table.
He stuck him in an oil barrel. That's it.
He's a nut. I mean, he's crazy. Yeah.
Well,
Wasn't he having an affair, too?
Yes.
I mean, there's been a lot of people that had affairs, man. They don't go around fucking killing their whole family, though. That's some crazy ass shit.
Well, the chick has come forward, but also some guy came forward right after he got arrested and said he was the one that was having an affair with them.
Oh, no way. Really?
Oh, so he was having an affair with a dude?
Some guy came forward and claimed that. I haven't heard much about that since then, but somebody did come out and say that.
But the girl came out too and said...
Just last week, she came out. Now, what I read this morning online was that the DA got up and basically...
Why did Ed hang up?
Laid some facts out there that had not been previously released that made even his parents...
No, I thought,
kind of reject
Clint,
their
did you
idea
call on the
that
medical
she
group?
killed the kids. And,
No, I was actually trying to get an appointment with the
doc,
doc, but
we're trying to get an appointment with the doctor.
I'm like, killed those kids. We just think he killed her. Well, the DA said some things that made them go,
Yeah, we were done, Suzanne.
I'll call that.
We retract our previous dumbass statement. You know.
So you're saying he should have just tuned her up a bit? I just wanted to use it.
He went too far.
He went too far.
Well, if this were not being recorded, I could share a couple of good jokes.
Well, you know what's so bad about that is what really made it look bad is the way he disposed his body. Stuck him in an oil barrel.
If she killed those kids, you're not going to be responsible. Why do you need to go dispose of the bodies of the kids that you didn't kill?
That's exactly right.
Well, there's no doubt he did all of it.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
What would make someone do something like that? Like,
He's crazy.
I know.
You can't get into that crazy person's head, man.
Jesus Christ.
How about that one woman that drowned 5 of her kids one at a time while the one before watched in the bathtub?
Jesus Christ. I mean, God Almighty. I mean,
because the devil was going to go.
You can't contemplate that level of evil.
Yeah, she's fucking nuts.
She probably was.
How about the woman that drowned her kids in the car and said some black dude did it?
Hi, Tom Martino here. IconICare.com. Oh my goodness. If you want a clear lens exchange to have perfect vision, you can get new lenses even without cataracts. You can get new lenses. I did it. And they focus and they're clear. I'll never get cataracts, never need glasses. They never go old. They never get bad. And they focus near and far. IconICare.com. Of course, they do LASIK. Very inexpensive LASIK. They were the ones that first started doing them for $400 an eye, and the whole industry stood on its head. IconICare.com, and they take care of all kinds of eye conditions. A complete clinic for your eye health. IconICare.com. Okay. Now, John needs a kidney. Believe it or not, John, we found a kidney one time.
A liver, Tom.
Oh, we found a liver? Oh, it was a liver. Why did I think it was a kidney? Anyway, we did a whole landing page and a whole campaign and paid for it and did it. And the family was so pissed at us because they said they never asked for our help. Some friend called us and asked for help. And so they hadn't had one up till then. We did this campaign, and hundreds of people responded, and they found a donor. We were so happy. And then the family turned on us like rabid wolves.
They ghosted us, Tom.
Was no, I'm serious. The sister was saying, how dare you, this is a terrible thing. And we said, oh my God, okay, we demand you take everything down from the internet, and we never want to hear your name again. Didn't it take us aback?
It was wild. We don't even know why.
And the friend that called us, it was her best friend.
He was very apologetic.
Her best friend's father.
Dad, yes.
Her best friend's dad apologized, and he felt bad about it. We all felt bad about it, and guess what? We never heard from them again, but I'm glad she has a kidney. And then her sister, her liver, I'm sorry. Her sister did a TV story, though. And
that's right.
The story was all about how this sister got her a liver and all of that, and never mentioned anything. So we just want to know that you're not going to turn on us. Nah, it doesn't matter. John,
Okay, I'm here.
I don't want to make light of a guy who needs a kidney. Seriously, what's going on, man?
I am in end-stage kidney failure.
Are you? So you go to dialysis?
No. That's what I'm avoiding so far.
Oh.
It's been going on about 2 years. So, and it all started by my 6-month diabetes checkup. And 2 years ago, they said...
Do you have type 1?
I have type 1, yes. I've had type 1 for 30 years.
Wow.
So 2 years ago, they started saying, your creatinine is raising. And at the time as they flagged me, I was at like 1.2.
Yeah, we don't have to go through, we really don't have to go through this whole medical journal here, really. We need to get to the part where you need a kidney and what happened to you and how we can help.
Okay, so
you need a kidney.
It's moved forward. I had a donor, which I kind of still maybe will, but all of a sudden...
How'd you find the donor?
I've known her for like 8 years.
And what happened to her?
And she lives in Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
All of a sudden, she went to Johns Hopkins for a 3-day evaluation, and they found out she had a kidney stone.
And they can't do that when she has a stone.
Yeah, they can't do it with a stone. So there's two different things going on here. My surgery was originally scheduled for around December 17th. Well, now with the stone, we're at least 2 weeks behind now. So now we're looking at January 3rd.
Isn't the easiest thing, though, to stay with a donor that's already been checked out?
But with the stone, they got to figure out, I mean, I've had 3 people refused already, and they all thought they were perfectly healthy. So they really scrutinize donors because they have to.
Okay, so that,
sure
again, it goes back
cancer.
to my question. Doesn't it make sense to stick with her until she's over this stone, or is she automatically out?
No, she's not automatically out, but they did tell me that I need to start looking for others.
Okay, all right.
And for us to start maybe going through a process of screening others.
Well, are you on a list?
I'm on UNOS. I am on the National Kidney Organ Transplant list. I'm listed in 2 places. I'm listed at Colorado State University Kidney Center in Denver, and I'm listed at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, Maryland.
Well, how can we help you? You want us to literally help find you a kidney.
So I'm looking for a kidney. My blood type is O positive.
Is that common?
It's not rare. If I was AB, anybody would work. AB is something that anybody can work, and everything works with it. O is a little more
So O
rare.
positive, you're asking for someone with O positive blood to donate a kidney.
In good shape.
O positive or O negative, both work for me.
Okay.
As long as it's O. I also have, the problem is, because I live in rural Colorado, I live west of Pueblo. I need to, after the transplant, I need to either stay in Denver, where the transplant's going to take place, or in Baltimore.
Why Baltimore?
For a month. Well, because that's where Johns Hopkins, so I have both kidney centers working on this. My donor, who lives in Atlanta, will go to Johns Hopkins.
How'd you find that? You knew her for years, you said?
Yeah, and she's the one who knew it, because she was doing a paper on organ transplant.
Is there a page we can send people to fill out their info?
Yes. On my Facebook.
But hold on, we'll do that in a minute here. I want to do. That's what this call is about. You're looking for a kidney, and you're asking people to consider themselves. But this thing about staying somewhere, I need to find out more about that before we just give out it. I don't know what you're asking in addition to that. I don't know what you're trying to do, and so we need to be very clear on exactly what you're asking our listeners to do. 303-713-TALK. We'll come back to him and more. 303-713-8255. And Appliance Factory is doing their Black Friday sale. They've been doing it for a week now. But here's their challenge, and I love it. They have, 19 stores or something like that, right?
19 plus.
And it's Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom. They have up to 40% off compared to big boxes regularly. And for this Black Friday sale, they say you will not find the same appliance cheaper anywhere. If you do, they'll refund the difference. It doesn't get better than that. So you buy whatever appliances you need, And if you find them cheaper, they refund the difference because they will not be beat out when it comes to their Black Friday sale. So look for a store, appliancefactory.com. And the sale, Mark, does it apply to mattresses? Do we know?
Yes.
Okay. Everything that you find now will not be cheaper anywhere else, or you get the difference on Black Friday. Appliancefactory.com.
Sponsored by Blue Emu. There's some minor trouble.
Boy, this GoFundMe scam that they did with that vet and stuff was supposed to get $400.
God, that was terrible.
All of them were in on it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know that. That's how they did it. So how terrible is that?
How terrible is it?
Yeah.
What's terrible is all the stupid people that
the reason the guy's pissed off
because he didn't get how much he's promised. But
you know what they did? They made up a story about this homeless. Now they didn't find the victim who needed the gas. Did they? What happened? They never documented that.
Right.
Give me the scoop.
So
the chick that ran out of gas up wherever, and some homeless dude flipped her his last $20.
$20.
And they made a big to-do out of it. People donated like $400,000 to GoFundMe.
For the homeless guy?
Yeah.
He was a homeless vet that was on drugs.
They said that this homeless vet gave his last $20 to this woman in need of gasoline and bought her gas, and the story went viral. But what I want to know is,
so what was the real deal?
Was there a woman that needed gas?
No, it was made up.
Oh, the homeless guy was
the good lady made it up.
That's not illegal, though, is it?
No, they're hitting them. Getting them.
They raised $500,000 based on a false story.
Oh, wow. So what happened to the money? Did they get it?
Is there such thing as unjust?
They spent it.
That's not.
Yeah, but the homeless guy is that.
Wait a minute. If I make up a story that Dan needs a kidney and take money in for that through whatever.
Oh yeah, that's a crime.
But what is the crime?
The crime is just fraud.
This could be fraud, computer crime, could be all sorts of different ways you charge this shit up. But theirs was they colluded and, cooked this whole bullshit story up, and then got the media involved. There was a whole big thing, and the feel-good story.
Like that woman that you interviewed that said she was pregnant and had the pillow.
Well, the homeless guy, just like says, hey, that's what really brought it out. Here he was homeless. He was bad.
He gave the last $20.
$20. Look at these are the three people. Look at this is the guy that really did the scamming. This is his ex-girlfriend, and this is the homeless dude.
The girlfriend's kind of hot, but
not in this picture. On her mugshot, she is.
Oh,
she's not bad.
Well, she's probably not bad, but I mean, she's. This is this guy who cooked it up.
Most people don't have the best shot when they're getting the mugshot.
Yeah. No,
this guy looks better. He looks better here than he does. Here's a homeless guy. This is.
She was hot then.
Yeah, you're right. She's not bad.
Where's the homeless guy?
This guy.
I'm sorry, John.
It's but this is the.
You never see good-looking panhandlers, though. I can't think of
this
one.
guy wonders why his diabetes. He drinks constantly Coca-Cola.
It's pure sugar.
Honest to God, I can't fucking believe it.
It's not even diet.
While he's taking medication.
You know, the problem with the diet, though, is it'll spike your blood sugar just like the regular stuff.
Oh, here's Roger back to RTD.
What is this?
Mouth of the South.
Were these here? These are good ones. Are these
ours? Those are Clint's.
His personal.
Yeah.
There's Roger, your RTD or barbecue Mouth of the South, whatever. He's back.
He's back with a story.
I knew a chick who used to have that rep.
The dude that used to have the barbecue truck or the catfish truck,
Really?
For real.
Is building something better. You can open a Capital One savings account.
I wonder if you guys are thinking of the same guy.
Last year.
Is he the guy in Parker with that?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. He's been there forever.
Can you bring us some food?
That's exactly that truck on the side
with
of the road.
Pink, yeah.
You would think.
And it says, "Put the mouth in your, put the south in your mouth."
I don't know if that's him. This guy sells catfish.
This guy just barbecue.
Wait a
we're
minute.
talking about.
If this guy's a big, tall, big black guy.
He's big and black, but he's not super tall. He's
more.
It
may not be the same one.
But all I know is when
is he in Parker?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He goes around to like Denver businesses.
You know what?
and
I
serves
bet
lunch
you it's
to
not
them.
the same. And damn it, I feel like having catfish right now.
This guy's got some good catfish.
I love
God, I do not like bottom feeders.
Oh, meat.
But it sounded like he might have parked his truck near what
I don't know why, but I love disgusting foods. I love
You ever had
chewy,
possum?
gooey. No. No, not that kind. I mean, like, I like, you know, the scallops and the oysters and the
No, corn they like. They have that.
Oh, God.
I'm fixing to be.
Have you had raccoon?
No.
You know what?
Like
Becky.
No, who the fuck likes
Shut
raccoon?
the clam.
I call fake news.
Okay,
You
you
show
want
me
that?
one person in this room that
Well,
likes
not in this
raccoon.
room. You're from the South?
I'm Tom Margino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, the real estate man.
You know, Frank is such a good guy, you're going to feel like it's Christmas every day when he's handling you. I'll tell you, he lists homes for sale and then helps you find homes. And on both ends, he will save you big time, but you'll make a friend. And you're going to think you're the only customer he has because he gives you so much attention, you start feeling guilty. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. John needs a kidney. He's on all kinds of lists. He needs a kidney. He had one lined up, but she got a kidney stone. And right now, currently ineligible. It might be a long time before she's ready. And he's just trying to find a donor. So, but then he mentioned something else. You mentioned something about staying somewhere. First of all, what insurance or who's paying for this, John?
I have two insurances. I have Medicare and Medicaid now, and that's the thing. I mean, it hasn't been a big problem, but because my surgery is being paid for, and they keep telling me, "Oh, don't worry about it. We're not charging you," because I'm doing a couple clinical trials also.
Okay, so what do you need money for? Because I hear her. Are you trying to get money or a donor?
I'm trying to get both. I'm trying to. I have a fundraiser because they told me first. They told me I had to do it. And I said, you know, I'm not really good at this. This isn't something I'm doing.
Why do you need money? Just get right to that, please. Why do you need money?
I need money to live in Denver, in a hotel, or in Baltimore.
Well, he needs a donor first, so I wouldn't worry about the money, John.
Well, he needs both. So do you have a GoFundMe? Do you have a GoFundMe for the money?
I do have a GoFundMe.
Okay. What we can do is we can put it out there for your GoFundMe for the money, and then how do we help you find a donor? What do they do?
The donor is I have a page. I have a page on my Facebook also. But if people don't like Facebook or whatever, they can go to CU Kidney Center and click on kidney donation. And I have a link on my Facebook.
Okay, let's just do Facebook, okay? How do people, do you have that shortcut to a Facebook? Suzanne, what are those shortcuts? Is it a pound sign or is it an at sign? Or what do you do when you go into Facebook to find a page quickly?
It's an at sign, Tom.
An at sign?
Yeah.
And it's like we have at referral list, right? And that's how you find it?
That's correct, Tom.
How would you, do you have an at name for your...
Yeah, mine is just my whole name. It's John A. Tenorio.
Oh, wait, hold on. John H?
No, A, because my middle name's Anthony.
John A, as in Anthony, what?
Tenorio, T-E-N-O-R-I-O.
I hope people remember that. T-E-N-O-R. I don't think it's that hard. Tenorio.
Yeah.
Tenorio.
And the same thing is with if you click on the link...
Do you know Dennis Tenorio?
That sounds familiar.
Okay. Anyway...
if you click on the link for CU Kidney Center, what it's going to ask you is my birth date. That's one thing you got. I mean, I wish they wouldn't be so crazy. I mean, it's not a secret.
So what is your birth date?
My birth date is 9/19/65.
Listen, I really do want to put the word out and try to help you here. Why do things have to be so damn difficult though? When I just want to see something. If I do John A, and then Denver. I just don't know I don't know how it works for searches in Facebook.
And are you in the Springs or Denver?
I'm in Canyon City.
Okay. So anyway, so I'll put it out there. It's the easiest way. Everything is on your Facebook. All right? Everything is on your Facebook that people need. And this is no small thing. I don't mean to make light of this at all. I mean, this is a serious thing. You're trying to raise money. You're trying to save your life. You're trying to raise money and find a donor. and O positive or O negative. But to find him, it's on Facebook. He's John A. Tenorio, Tenorio, John A. Tenorio, John A. Tenorio, Tenorio. We have more coming up, and I'll give this out one more time. Plus, I'll take all of your calls. And please tell me what you're thankful for. Today is the day you break.
I feel bad for this guy.
So many people. They won't take you unless you're a certain age, right? You have to be.
Prescription drugs, party,
Isn't that right?
If it's a mental health issue, anxiety, depression, or trauma,
I don't know. I don't think you can
there
do
are so
90.
many John Tenarios. Jesus Christ! Call the Raleigh House today. They've established a special number to address your concerns.
He already had donors that are alive.
720-893-5559.
That's a hell of an operation.
720-893-5559.
I tell you, I sent back that crazy steak boiling system.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Mark. It's like the most common goddamn...
Where'd you get him from?
I used it the other day. It did beautifully. I had like this much prime rib left over. It was cooked perfectly.
That doesn't get you to his
page.
page.
Cook it one more degree. You just got drunk. You should have put the damn whiskey down or something, you know?
That's right.
You should have put a raccoon in there.
I like, he goes, people like raccoon. John likes raccoon. You're from the South, right?
That's where he is from, really. Here, look at. I'll just
listen. We coon hunt down south, but that does not involve cleaning and bringing the damn thing home.
Here's your Tenorio in Canyon City. That went to Canyon
raccoons.
City.
What's
John
for
A.
dinner?
Tenorio.
Down south, how to cook a raccoon. Right there. Down south.
I'm not saying
you can Google anything.
All I did is do people eat raccoons. It comes up down south. How to cook a raccoon.
He lives in Canyon City. He has nothing on his Facebook, not at all, about a transfer. Nothing whatsoever. Go to his timeline, John A. Tenorio. I mean, I've never seen such a thing. See if you can see anything at all about this.
John Tenorio.
Nothing.
Facebook.
Do you get on a list if you unless
and he's a Canyon City guy.
For that, if you don't actually, I mean, he's not even on dialysis yet.
Where is he in Canyon City?
From 3 Democratic senators, Richard Blumenthal.
This dictatorial and automatic acting to a point.
Go back to
This is so dreadful. This computer, not the computer. I mean, this
policy. It is unacceptable.
Email is unconstitutional because
okay, John Tenorio. Here we go. There he is. This definitely is probably not him.
It's tradition.
That's nothing about.
I'm just saying.
Is he still on the phone? Because he has absolutely nothing on his Facebook at all.
I don't even know where you find it.
Okay. Don't you think he should fucking post something and pin it to the top? Jesus Christ, are people like fucking insane?
What's your blood type?
You shouldn't have to hunt for this goddamn thing.
I know,
You're an
Tom, I'm just saying, it is there.
No.
So if you scroll down a little further, right there.
No.
Ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. This guy's got to help.
But he can take O negative.
Is he on the phone?
He's on line 4.
Most common blood type.
Are you?
You really,
Come on, just take it to the bank.
O positive.
Take it to the bank. I'll tell you something. That's like the raccoon.
I have to hunt for this damn thing.
O positive.
Would you please
Are you an O?
go there? Listen. Go there and pin that damn thing
I had one last night.
and make sure there are big headlines edited. I need
Let's stop right there. Let's go.
Please do that. In fact, I would make your headlines.
Did you give up this kidney?
Now we have so many people going to this site.
Pigeon is actually.
I can't even tell.
Sounds like just like a quail or nothing.
Pigeon is not just like a
Don't share. Pin to the top.
Yes.
your
Well,
needs.
it's like
Closer to like a
it
dove.
is a dove.
I'm trying to help
Painted
you.
red.
That's not on the top.
A little bigger.
You still got something above it.
I tell you what,
Say,
they can ask
I
for
need kidney. Can you help? Because when people go here, they don't have patience.
I've never had it.
It depends on how you cook it.
I'm sure it does, but I
You
mean,
know how he cooks it? He throws it, boils it. He's fucking
Now, the other thing, okay, please, and then, let's see.
many people I know went goose hunting, they were going away.
Really?
Yeah, you always want to bring somebody new along where you can send them home with all the goose that you shoot.
No, because it doesn't.
No, Mark, I really want you to have these. You did great today.
Hold on. Just,
Hello.
just hold on. Just hold on. Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Wow, is this a great show that we have going on, helping so many people. But I really do have some lessons learned that can help you if you need help. This hour brought to you by One Clear Choice Garage Doors, and I mean the best when it comes to garage doors. I can think of no other service I would use. Well, you know, there are good services, okay? I'm not going to diss them all. They're good services. But this One Clear Choice Garage Doors is clearly out front. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Chappie put together a company that he is proud of, and you will see why. They are run with military precision, and they do free inspections and tune-ups and adjustments. If you ask for the Martino Special, they want to be your garage door company. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. You'll find out enough there. I often give out phone numbers, and I wonder if it matters really sometimes. But One Clear Choice Doors is 303-565-6409. 565-6409. Remember the name, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Okay, listen, I love helping people, but God, I wonder, people need to get their crap together. I wanna get John to get some traffic on his Facebook page. I went to his Facebook page, and honest to God, I had to hunt to find any mention of him needing a kidney. And even when I went to the post, it wasn't clear what he was asking for. I told him, change your heading and then put a post and pin it to the top. I need a kidney. Can you please help? This is a guy who calls us and says he needs a kidney. He also needs money. We want to help you, John. You're trying to save your life. And also, put a shortcut to your page, and it doesn't have to be your name. Put an @ sign, and if it's available, get @need a kidney. You can always change the shortcut to your page after that. But right now, ours is @referral list, okay? Make it something people will remember. So, John, I don't mean to scold you, but, bro, we got to get this. You got to get your stuff together. I mean, I just sent a whole crap load of people to your Facebook, and I had one email saying, I don't even know if this is the guy, and it says nothing at all about a kidney. And you know what I mean, John?
Yeah, I got
All right.
you.
So, get a shortcut page name, and then put a name there everyone can remember. And then change your header, I need a kidney, can you help? And please, I will send people to you. But, you know, this happens so much where people believe their name has to be there, or their URL has to reflect something that is accurate. It doesn't. It just has to be catchy. Just like with your GoFundMe pages. You know, I've heard GoFundMe pages that GoFundMe / this. It's a long, giant string no one will ever remember. It doesn't even have to be accurate. You know, when I say accurate, it doesn't have to reflect your real name. It doesn't have to reflect your address. It just has to be something people can remember. Now, with GoFundMe, do they allow you to give your own name to that page, or is it a...
I'm not sure, Tom. I don't really do GoFundMe.
We just got to help people help themselves. So, John, get that Facebook page together, and I'm going to send people to it, but not yet. I'm going to send people to it to help you. We'll mention this again. Yes.
I'm bummed out the guy hung up who was saying that your speech is not correct, because I agree sometimes.
Okay. Mark, there was a guy who said, I don't know what it said. There was a guy on the call screener said questioning grammar. Fine, let him call in. I was going to take him in due course. But the point I'm trying to make is...
well, specifically, your dictation is erroneous.
Specifically, he says. Specifically. If anyone's going to criticize grammar on this team...
my God, I think there would be an easier target than me. And I'm not going to mention any names.
Dan.
In fact, being politically correct and polite, I don't point out grammar mistakes. But trust me, if you want me to, it would interrupt the show about 50 times a minute. But I would do it. I will gladly do it. But I damn near, I would think my grammar is practically impeccable.
Yeah.
Well, why not? I mean,
close too, Tom.
Why not?
Your dictation is way off.
My dictation. Oh, now he's just dictationing me around. Okay. Let's get to the help here. Seriously. Now, this sounds pretty serious. Roger? Go ahead, Roger. What's happening?
Hey, Tom, this is Roger, the ex-cab driver. Used to fight Uber. I was in your studio a couple of years ago, but...
You're an ex-cab driver, and now you drive Uber?
No. I drive RTD.
Oh!
But
I'm sorry.
I got attacked on Friday. I've been telling RTD, because I worked for them before, for 20 years, that we needed some security help.
Oh, you got attacked on your bus?
Yeah, it happens all the time. This the second time within 5 days.
You got it. Wait a minute. Are you telling me drivers often get attacked?
Oh yeah. They throw stuff at us, spit at us. Oh, it's terrible at RTD. We need the plexiglass enclosure, but that's not happening no time soon. My own union president is fighting me on that. But what I wanted to ask you, do I have a case against RTD? Because I actually went to the board meeting back in February and told them how dangerous.
Listen, first of all, let's just cut right to the chase again. I don't want to belabor things. Roger, if you're an employee of RTD and you have a problem with RTD because of an injury sustained on the job, it falls under workers' compensation, plain and simple.
Right, I already talked to John Fuller. He gave me another attorney to handle
okay,
that,
but workers' compensation, so what you're referring to is a third-party claim. In workers' comp, really good attorneys look for third-party claims. Do you know what a third-party claim is? Let me give you an example, those listening. You get hurt at work on a machine, and the machine hurt you, and it really hurt you bad. So now, you contact workers' comp, but your attorney says we also may have an action against the maker of that machine because it's defective or it's dangerous. That's called a third-party claim. So what I want to know is, what would be the third-party claim in your case? If you were injured at work because somebody, you know, they came after you, would he have a third-party claim against the individual?
Well, yeah, certainly. But that's not what he's calling about.
Okay, but I just want to make that clear.
No,
if you got injured,
if he was a victim of an assault, absolutely he could pursue damages against that assaulter.
In addition to workers' comp?
Yes.
So what are you thinking of as far as your additional claims?
No, because RTD going to be lazy. They're not going to find this guy. The video should have been working. He was definitely a criminal because he attacked me.
Okay.
But what I'm asking you is, do I have a case against RTD? Because I forewarned them 17, 18 years ago about crime on the bus.
Well, let's play with that. Let's play with this. I'm not going to give you legal advice. I'm giving you my opinion based on if it happened to me. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's say, for argument's sake, I always like to go to worst case scenario. Let's say, for argument's sake, they knew there was a problem on that route, or they knew there was a problem with security, and they didn't do anything about it.
That's exactly what it is. They know
okay. I'm going to tell you just black and white. It's very easy. In this state, we have laws that protect employers against negligence claims. The reasoning behind that law in every state is that employers could not afford to do business if they were going to be exposed to these kinds of claims. So, legislatures in every single state have passed workers' comp laws that specifically protect them against exactly what you just said. A worker cannot say, you knew there was a problem and you didn't do anything about it, because the only route that you have is workers' comp for that.
So, Tom, built into the work comp statutes,
was an exception to that rule. You're absolutely right.
What was the exception? Tell me if I'm wrong, because I want to know.
The exception was when the employer acted willfully and wantonly. Okay,
Exactly.
and in the original, when they first drafted
willfully
that,
and wantonly means if the employer came up to you and just whacked you over the head with a 2x4.
almost intentional conduct.
Exactly.
Okay, and intentionally exposing the worker to
In other words,
ultra-hazardous type stuff.
they
okay?
wanted Roger to get injured, and they purposely did not put security on the bus because they wanted him to get injured.
Almost that, okay?
Yes, yes.
However, since they put that law on the books, all the subsequent cases that have interpreted that have narrowed that down to where it almost doesn't exist.
Right.
So practically speaking, in today's real world, the comp bar, which is what we refer to that as, says no, Roger, you and other people like you cannot pursue a claim directly against your employer. That's what work comp is there for.
Now, Roger, you understand, I'm not telling you that RTD is right. I'm not telling you that you're wrong. And I'm not even saying you don't have a good argument to be pissed at them. But the recourse for that argument is workers' compensation.
Okay.
I mean,
calling you to see if I had a case
it's too
because-
well. You know, you have a workers' compensation case.
Right.
You know, and as John said, there is certain egregious conduct that's actionable.
If it was egregious, how about governmental immunity? Wouldn't that come into effect as well, though?
Yeah, it sure would.
That's you're right. That's a secondary layer.
Right.
So let's say it was a regular employer, Roger. If you could show that that employer did things intentionally to hurt you, then they would not be covered by they would be covered by workers' comp. Plus, they'd be exposed, though, and open to third-party claims of negligence and wanton injury. But, Roger, in no stretch of the imagination can you say that RTD purposely failed to hire security because they
No. What I'm saying is,
we heard what
I've
you
been
said.
complaining about this on every time I get an incident report. I constantly warn our
that's what I'm
how
saying.
dangerous it is.
Okay, so they're covered by workers' comp. Okay. Anyway, you know, there's only so many ways you can say something. So we're done with him. All right? 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. What are you laughing at? I said I'm done with him. I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way. Go ahead, Ted. What's happening?
Hello, this is Ted.
Hey, Ted. What's going on?
Well, I just received a check from Publishers Clearinghouse. And
Cash it.
And I just called the claims agent over there and got the check verified. And but the check isn't written off a Publishers Clearinghouse account. It's off of Atlantic Trading and Marketing Incorporated. Do you believe that this is a scam or?
Well, Ted, yes, I do believe it's a scam. So how much is the check for?
$4,203.
Okay, here's what I want to ask you. What do they want from you?
Nothing.
Okay, so did they say you can deposit the check?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I would deposit. If you have any doubts, simply deposit the check, and then when they give you provisional credit in 3 days, do not use it because it's still not cleared. But I would wait a good, at least, although technically they can call it back no matter what, I would wait 3 months. And in 3 months, if that money is still in your account and they have not asked for anything, then I will look into it deeper. However, it could still be a bad check even after 3 months. I'm not going to go into the whole diatribe. But, Ted, that letter did not ask for anything. They just said go ahead and deposit it.
Yes, sir, and that they would send me some paperwork within the next 2 days that I have to fill out.
Okay, that's the scam right there. So in the next 2 days, when you fill out that paperwork, there will be a scam.
I'd go a step further.
And here's what they're probably going to ask. After you deposit it, and your bank gives you what's called provisional credit, they're going to write to you and ask that you submit some taxes or something. And it's going to be a menial amount compared to what you just got. It's going to be like $500-600. And you're going to think, well, wait a minute. I just got $4,000. It's in my account, and hell, I'll give them $600, and that's where the ripoff will come. You don't doubt me, right? You do understand this.
Yes, sir. I listen to you all the time. That's why I called you.
Good. Would you do me a favor? I would love to see the letter along with the check to see what else I can find.
And if you do deposit it, open up a new free
Yes,
checking account.
exactly.
Don't use your existing.
Please do. That's a very good. That's a very good tip. Do you know why that's a good tip, Ted? They can get the numbers from that canceled check and make drafts against your account.
That's what I was afraid of. That's why I called you. I said, I don't want her to have my account number.
That's right. So open up a new account.
And don't draw on this check at all.
And that's right. Just leave that check and that check alone in the account. Let us know after that. And please, Suzanne, instruct him where to get us that. I want him to either take a picture of it with his phone or scan it or something. I want to take a look at it. 303-713-8255. We have a lot more coming up. And I'm asking you what's on your mind, and I'm asking you what you're thankful for. You know, many people are thankful for Wink and Wink. I got an email that told me how Wink and Wink, Gigi Wink, saved someone's home from foreclosure. Chapter 13 stops a foreclosure in its tracks. Now, you have to follow up with a plan to pay back creditors according to what you make over a 3 to 5 year period, and that is simply a Chapter 13. That's how it works. In some cases, it's something that people need to get a fresh start. And if that's the case, winkandwink.com can do that for you. That's Wink and Wink, 303-410-1720.
This report is sponsored by Hellsberg Diamonds.
He got 3 life terms in 84 years.
Well, like I say, he was going to be life in prison no matter what.
I still never understood that. Why do they give multiple life sentences? What is it?
Well, just so there's no
procedure when they want to get blown out of the water.
So there is absolutely no question that he will never get out. That's 149. Tonight clear on that with a low 28.
Yeah, I want to make sure in case the fuel goes up, which it will, and they blow him out of the water on one of those charges, if they're still...
So like all of a sudden they didn't kill kids. They still got him on the way. What happens if you're reincarnated? Can they apply one of those second life sentences?
84 years. Only if you're Hindu.
Only if you're Hindu.
How bad was that Roger Hurt?
Do you know these screen protectors are absolutely amazing? I had such a bad fall, and then it cracked. But only the screen protector. It's a glass screen.
Oh yeah, I had one of those.
They really work.
That's why mine's not on there anymore. It absorbed it just like you're talking about.
Yeah,
so I was going to just
the emergency button, which locked the damn
take it off, and then I thought, you know what? It's sitting in my ass. I'm going to use it
because the cops didn't show up right.
Yeah, my protector has a crack in it. I thought it was screen that the protector left, you know?
Yeah.
I think I would have let him out.
Yeah.
It's all on video, you know?
God, I got this guy an appointment for my doctor, and then find out he's in Colorado Springs.
Which guy? Oh, the kidney?
Yeah. No, the guy.
What happened to that guy though with the RTD? Did the guy punch him? Do you know?
Beat him up.
Did he beat the shit out of him?
Yeah, so the guy tried to stiff him on the fair, and so he activated the emergency thing, and I'm not sure if that locks the doors or something, but...
Geez, that'd be a horrible setup. I wouldn't want to lock that case in there.
The guy got tired of waiting and just started wailing on him, and then finally got out of it.
All over a fair? Oh man, they don't get paid enough to deal with that
You
shit.
know, why wouldn't you carry a taser? You know, the stun gun, the ones you poke in the...
I'm Tom Martino.
I'm Martino.
Your troubleshooter.
Your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Okay, I want to go with who's been waiting the longest here. I really want to help people here that have been waiting a long time. And there was one with her husband in Florida, Amber. Amber, what's going on with you, Amber?
Hi. Yeah, I honestly just moved to Colorado a few months ago, so I was given your number and name.
What? Tell me how long you've been in Colorado?
June 28th, I moved here.
Well, welcome. Why'd you move here?
I moved here to help a friend.
Okay, what can we do for you?
Okay, well, I guess try to keep it as short as possible. I have been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I have about 3 years to live.
What kind of cancer, Amber?
It was breast cancer, and it's metastasized to my brain, my bones, my liver, my kidney, my lymph nodes. It's still in my breast.
Oh. So don't tell yourself you have 3 years. Tell yourself you have 30.
Yeah, I try to tell myself 5.
Don't give into it though. There's no reason to. Tell me what else is going on.
I'm dealing with everything, and I'm taking as well care of myself as I can.
Okay.
Me and my husband, he lives in Florida, and he has custody of 4 of our children. I have 6 of them, and he has custody of 4.
Wait, you have 10 altogether?
No, I have 6 children.
Okay.
And he has custody of 4 of my children.
And where are the other 2?
One of them's grown now, and the other one lives with his father.
Okay.
And I have good conversations, communication, and relationships with those 2.
Okay.
My other 4 with my husband, me and him have been separated for about 3.5 years.
How old are those 4 kids?
16, about to be 12, one's 9 and one's about to be 7.
Okay. So
now we were in good communication, me and my husband were, up until he got a new girlfriend about a little over a year ago.
How long you been married?
We've been together 20 years.
And
I've been married since 2011.
Okay, 20 years together, and since 2011, formally married.
Yeah, I'm 37 years old. We've been together since we were like 15.
I understand, but what about this? So he has, since you've been married, he has girlfriends?
Well, he's had this girlfriend since we've been separated. We've been separated for like 3.5 years, and that was my decision because of drug issues with him. But he was in drug rehabs and stuff. We both lost the children.
So what's going on today? What can we help you with?
So he just filed a divorce on me. He lives in Florida.
Well, that's logical. I mean, he has a girlfriend. Right. You guys are living apart. Yeah.
And that's fine. I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that. But in about the last little over a year since he's been with his girlfriend, me and him were always good friends, even after we separated.
Yeah, but now she's heating things up. Got it. Yep. So
he's cut off all communication with my 4 children. So for over a year,
he won't let you have any communication.
No talking to them.
May I ask, when you said he had custody, was that because you let him, or was there an actual decree, a separation or something?
Well, what happened was I had lost the children to DCF, and he was in jail, and then in
what I'm asking is, I'm asking a simple question.
There was no paperwork. There was no paperwork.
Got you. This was just an informal agreement between the 2 of you.
Well, kind of. When the DCF case opened and he got out of treatment, he was able to make it to the court date, so DCF put them in his care because I was living in a different state.
Then I'm going to ask this again. Is there a court order that he has custody?
There's a court order that he has custody, but there's no court order about shared custody.
Well, that means he has custody, Amber. There's a court order that he has custody. Well, what?
Right, but I still have rights.
Well,
and that was
Amber, let me put it to you this way. There is a definite court order that he's the custodial parent, but your parental rights were not terminated, which means that you have no parental plan. Okay, so you don't have a plan. And right now, since a divorce was filed, and since this girlfriend has made him cut off communication, you want to know, what can I do to assure my rights, or at least visitation, etc.? Is that it?
Yes.
Are you the one? Are you the one that left? Yeah, you left him. You guys weren't living here. You were both living there, right?
Correct.
By leaving the state, let me just tell you a few things. You probably gave up your right to have any court hearings or stuff here. He can claim and probably get jurisdiction there, which means you're going to have to go there for anything you want to do. The second thing is, if there is anything granted to you as far as visitation, because you're the one that left the state before all of this was hammered out, you probably will have to pay all of the expenses, okay?
Correct.
So what are you fighting for? Are you fighting for visitation?
That's what I'm fighting for. Now, I just received the divorce thing. He just filed on the 7th of this month. Now, I have done a written response that I'm sending to the clerk of court and also to him. That's what I was told to do. So what I need to do is, I have no income, and because of my diagnosis, what I'm looking for is like a free legal aid attorney.
Yeah.
To
You won't get one.
Do,
You won't get one here. You have to
I'm
go to
looking
Florida.
for well, I've called lawyers in Florida, and they said I need to go through the Colorado lawyer.
Well, you can't. I don't know why they would say that, because it's clearly filed in Florida. So a Colorado attorney will do you no good. I'm sorry, hon.
Which is what I thought, too.
You have
my
to.
Only question,
the people who told you that in
was,
Florida did not want to deal with you. You have to find some kind of pro bono attorney services in Florida.
And that was my help. That was my question for help. Is I've tried to look up legal aid and I've gotten nowhere.
But you know what I
Florida
think,
or
Amber?
Colorado.
I don't think you're going to necessarily find it. You might, and we can help you look for what part of Florida?
Orlando.
Okay, what county is it?
Orange County.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. We will try to find you legal assistance in Orange County for a woman who is indigent and terminally ill. Okay, there might be something available. However, what is your end goal truly, Amber? What truly is your goal?
My end goal is just to be able to see and spend as much time with my children as I can. I'm able to, with the help of my mother, I'm able to afford plane tickets to Florida 2 or 3 times a year.
Okay, that's good, because rather than you trying to cart them all out here, I'm thinking this worst case scenario.
I can get a plane ticket to the court for the mediation.
You can do You can do teleconferencing too. Okay, here.
Let me write that down.
She really needs just to apply for legal aid in Florida, and she will get it eventually.
And we're gonna find something for her, or we're gonna try.
Okay.
Now, legal aid doesn't often cover divorce stuff. Okay, just so you know.
Well, Bonnie Shields does it all the time. She'll get called up.
Okay, but it doesn't always cover that kind of thing.
Well, no, but maybe for the kids part of it.
Now, here's what I'm thinking, Amber. Let's just go right to worst case scenario. If I were in your shoes, I would write a letter in response. This is what I would do. No legal advice here.
I have done that.
Well, I don't know if you said this. I simply want some visitation with my children. I'm terminally ill. I'm terminally ill, and I can make arrangements to travel to Florida to do it. I would make it very simple. Now, how long was your response? How many pages?
1 page.
Excellent. Now, worst case scenario, again, I would go to court on my own. On worst case. Now, I'm not saying this does not sound like a hotly contested divorce for a few reasons.
And that's the problem I'm having, is that the paperwork I received said that I need to write a written statement within 20 days of
And you did. And you did, Amber. You did.
Or else he'll get by default. So
Amber.
I did that so that I can ask for a court hearing or mediation.
Amber, does he have an attorney?
I believe so.
Okay. You're not asking for money. You're not asking for anything. All you want is simple visitation a few times a year before you die.
Correct.
So worst case scenario, if you went to a judge and said, I appreciate the home that my ex is able to afford them, and I appreciate everything, and I understand why he wants a divorce. I simply want visitation. That's what I would do. I simply want visitation before I die. This is not a hotly contested battle here. I don't see where. What is that other attorney going to say? No, Your Honor, she should never see these children. Is that where they're going? All you're asking for is an occasional visitation where you fly to Florida, and you're even willing to do it with supervision of your mother. What? I don't see a big...
I don't even have that.
What's that?
I said, and some phone contact, because he won't even give me that.
Okay, Amber, John, I'm not asking you to give legal advice or anything, but weigh in on this. Do you see, I think judges are very reasonable when people are simply asking for, what do we call, that's coming through the microphone. What do you think, John, about that? Do you find judges
Look, it doesn't sound like a patently unreasonable thing. Judges default to wanting children to have interaction with their parents, and those are good, healthy relationships. So,
and you know what?
Absent some history we don't know about.
Now, is she restrained? I don't think she is. Is she restrained to writing a letter to her ex? Is she?
No, she's not represented by counsel, so she can write anybody she wants.
You know, Amber, I would write a letter to your ex and simply, Amber, hold on. I would just simply write a letter to your ex saying, look, I'm not looking for anything except occasional visitation and some phone calls. That's it. I want you to have a wonderful life. Just you know.
Actually, that has been stated to him because my children do have counseling.
Okay, so
what
did he say about this?
Well, I speak to the counselor, and she refers me to everything, refers to him everything I've stated, and vice versa. And
Amber, I'm asking simple questions. I'm not getting answers. I just want to know, what did he respond to reasonable visits now and then?
His response was, wait until we see a judge.
Okay. Okay. Then wait till you see a judge. It's too bad. In Florida, I wonder if they force mediation.
I don't know how to get a hearing.
Do they
I don't know how to get a hearing.
It's going to be set no matter what, Amber. You don't have to worry about it. A hearing will be set. I don't know if they force mediation in Florida. Some states, like here, force you to mediate first or to at least attempt mediation. So, do you want us to call your husband?
I don't have his number.
Can you get a number?
But if you can find it.
Can you?
I can't get a number.
All right, here's what we'll do. If any information you have, okay, I want you to email it to us. All right?
Okay.
And then
What's your email?
And then we're going to give you that off the air. When you email us, we will make a reasonable attempt to call him and just say, listen, man, she's dying. She wants a few visits and some phone calls. Save yourself a bunch of money. Now, he may respond, she's no good, she's not dying, she's lying, blah, 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 blah. Okay?
Yeah, that's what he said. Yep, that's what he said.
Do you have stage 4 cancer?
Yes, I do, and I actually have doctor's information, and I did.
Are you on any treatment? Are you on any treatment?
Yes, I am. I'm on chemo meds. I'm on prednisone. I did radiation.
Okay, Amber, listen. I said a prayer for you while you were talking. I really want to help you at least. Your request is so reasonable. You just want to see your kids now and then and talk to them on the phone. I mean, you're not asking for anything. So tell her how to email us the information. Where's the downside here? I mean, come on. I mean, I think I can reason with this guy, I hope, unless he just wants to be punitive.
Well, she said that he had a drug issue, though.
Yeah. All right, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. People, if you need anything, give us a call. We got an personal injury attorney here, especially if you've been in an accident or any problems. And then we want to help where we can. You can hear by some of these problems, they're impossible. But no matter what, at least airing the problem and getting some advice is better than nothing.
We got a scathing email from that lady with the roof. You don't listen. Is she back up?
Yeah. That's what I said.
What else can we do for her? What does she want to say? Here, let me send you the email she sent.
Sorry, I didn't see the that you wanted water also. I went down and came back up. And I was getting ready to leave and I thought,
could John Fuller help me out with the roof? I said, no, of course.
I'm glad I asked.
I could come right over.
Yeah, he was supposed to be here. Is she really back on?
Oh, well, I just...
What do you want?
Bitcoin.
She's going to say how disappointed she is.
On what?
Read the email. It's short and sweet.
What's it say? Because I talked to the roofer, I've talked to the best.
Paul Tudor Jones. He's
Tom
doesn't
listen.
crash of 87, and he has more bad news on the horizon.
Tom does not listen.
Economic Forum in Connecticut from a market.
You don't understand. It costs more to do a half a room than a whole room.
Some really scary moments.
Which I'm dying to hear her logic on that one. Why is doing?
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
What does building
a
better
I talked to the roofer. They sound very reasonable. Oh, my God, you're very good for this woman. The neighbor paid for the other half of that to get it done.
Fees or minimums in 5 minutes.
You get a real feel when you talk to the roofer how
why is she back up?
We'll bring it up.
The banking
Why?
Bring up the call.
Oh, you never loosen up behind the wheel that you talk about?
Oh, she's backing up, so maybe we'll call.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
She climbed up on the roof and found a nest of squirrels up there.
There's a raccoon up there.
Raccoons up there.
How do you cook with a raccoon?
She found another raccoon on a soup pot on the stove right now. She bought Mark's used sous vide cooker.
I got a cheap off of Amazon.
You know, if I had that RTD guy, if I had a job,
are you buying a pressure cooker?
I would do
That one I'd like just because of the Black Friday sale. You can cook 6 times faster like stew.
Yeah.
It breaks down the stew. We've got a great one where you can actually. Well, it depends. If you want to make it quicker, you don't go around them. That's why it's the only reason.
I was saying, yeah, you hit him right here in the waist.
I thought you were going to
I
say
hit myself in the waist after it was turned off. And his hands dropped me on the ground like my legs came right up.
Put the things in there to seal them.
How does it seal them?
Well, you put them on there, and then it heats them up, because you can put a lot to kill it.
So you put the can in,
Yeah.
and then the lid melts on top.
Well, you put them on, you gotta sterilize it.
Oh, you mean a jar?
Yeah, the jar.
Okay, I thought you meant somehow it was canned. I'm like, how the hell would it do
Well, we'll do that too.
You know, you think about going through all this grief.
I used to, my dad had.
And see what's bad here, up here, it's tight, it doesn't boil at 212.
You know what's funny? When people say we didn't let him talk, there's not one fucking item, not one thing we didn't cover. Not one thing.
Did you see her
No, I
email?
will.
She says, thanks for hearing me.
Thanks for nothing. No, don't say that.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, I got an email here from a woman very disappointed in how I handled her call. It's Andrea. She says, I just want to say I'm very disappointed in you and your radio station. If you gave me time to talk to you, you would have found out they replaced half of my roof, but you did not. And that is not what is important. What is important is they did not have authority to touch my roof. We said that, okay? We get it. You seem to not understand it's more expensive to replace a partial roof, so when I do hiring a roofing company, it will cost more. Wrong. She's simply wrong, okay? You're absolutely, positively wrong. Now, Andrea, I'm going to let you talk, okay? I want to make very clear we covered every aspect of your roof. First, we were very clear they did not have authority. Very clear. We even talked about how that happens often, but there are no damages. Second, we made it very clear that the roof was replaced, half of it, at the neighbor's expense. The third thing is, you already talked to your insurance company, and you have a choice to have the entire roof done, which means the roofer would be able to tear off that roof as if it was already there and do a new one. It would cost you not an extra dime. There's a brand new roof to tear off instead of a used one, and there's only half of a new roof, half of a roof to tear off. Normally, the roofer would go and tear off the whole roof and put on a new one. Now, if you wanted to do the whole roof, he only has to tear off half of it. But you have the other option of simply getting a brand new half roof, which would match the other one. And it will not cost you a dime more. Now, all of those major facts I have covered. We also know they did not have your authorization. However, there are essentially no losses. I promise you, I will not say a word. Go ahead. It's your microphone. You heard all of that, right, Andrea? Andrea? Is she not there? Okay, I was going to give her the microphone, but she is saying over and over and over and over. Yes, go ahead. Okay, I'll shut up. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, did you hear me, though? Did you hear what we covered?
Yes,
okay.
I heard
go ahead.
everything you said.
Go
Thank
ahead.
you for reading my email. I just want to give you an update right now. A big Metro construction truck was here. I talked to the guy. I think his name was either Jason or Jeff. And he had dropped off the materials so they can complete the job. They haven't finished the job. And he had dropped off that material. I've seen it there for over almost 3+ weeks. And he said they didn't complete the job, is what he told me.
So are they going to do it free?
That's all he told me. He said he had to talk to a supervisor.
You don't have to let him do the other half if you don't want.
they're not going to do the other half because they only did the part that the other insurance company.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is the guy, Robert, that you spoke to as a project manager, he's the same guy that told me 3 weeks ago they'll be out to finish and they'll also clean their mess up, and they never showed up.
So right now the complaint is finish what? The half that they did or the other half? When you say finish, what do you mean? I want to make absolutely sure you have time to explain that. So are you referring to the whole roof or just the part they did?
Just the part that
So they didn't finish the part that they did. Even that part they did not finish.
He didn't. When he told me that they're going to be back out there to complete it, they never showed up.
Okay.
So he was just telling me.
What needs to be done?
Well, there's still a bunch of, on my neighbor's side, there's still a bunch of, not tie, what is the stuff for the roof? The
tar paper or whatever. I mean, I don't know. So Andrea, they have to come out and finish the job. Okay. So that was the update. They have to finish the job, and they haven't done it. So you want them to finish up, meaning what? What do you mean in your mind when you say you want them to finish? What do you want them to do?
To make sure the peak
is sealed,
next to the back and the front is sealed.
Gotcha. And then their mess.
I have to keep looking in my garage to make sure no water's leaking.
You know, we were gonna have that inspected for you. Now, what about, you said cleanup? That was another thing you mentioned. What do you want them to do there?
Well, they moved all my stuff away so they could do their roofing, and they had left a bunch of nails, but I did the cleanup.
All right. So 2 things. They didn't finish what they started, and the cleanup, because you want to make sure it's sealed. I don't really think there's anything that we haven't covered, and I think this was all covered, but okay.
But Tom, my whole concern is it isn't that they did the roof. It was...
They did not have authorization.
The stress of wondering if they did seal it where it's not going to leak into my
I get
garage.
that. We even said that. We get that, totally. You have, I use these exact words, you have every right to know if that's sealed or not. So I don't even know, we're not in disagreement at all, except here's the one thing that I just want to stress to everyone listening. We get that they did not have authority. But unfortunately, for people that like to harp on that, there's nothing you can do about it if there is no damage. That's the part that gets people. I know it pisses you off. How dare they do that? That's true. But if there's no damage.
Right. And that's the part that concerns me is it's snowing and I'm like, it's the stress of every time I pull up, I look at my roof and it's like, I hope there's no damage.
Okay.
So
I get
it. The stress of that.
Of not knowing. And they should have had the decency to say, you know what? Don't worry about it, Andrea. We made sure it was sealed because I'm sure you've asked them. So.
Well, I didn't even know they were doing the roof until I drove.
Right. But now that it's done, let's just, we can go over it and over it and over it, but the points stay the same. So I know you're disappointed, but I don't know why you're disappointed with us. We have exposed and aired every single one of your complaints. We have even offered to have it inspected to make sure it's sealed. And we have assured you it won't cost an extra dime to do that roof because of what they've done. If anything, it will save you money. In fact, in all cases, it will save you money. Even if you decide to tear the whole thing off and start over, it'll save you money. Or you decide to do just half of it, it will save you money. So I understand that you are just plain pissed off, and there's nothing I can do about that. So, people, you want to weigh in on it? That's fine. But we are done, and I do believe she had time to get every single point across. And I don't want to do it again.
For the 3rd time, though.
Yeah. So, would you ask them, Clint, did they seal the damn peak? Okay? Because she says those shingles are hanging up there. Is it sealed? Ask them that. And if they go on record and say it's sealed and it's not, then they're going to be responsible for a lot of stuff. So I want to, but if she wants, we can send somebody out there to look at it.
And verify it's done, too. I know they told you it was done, but she just said it wasn't.
Yeah, okay. Maybe they're lying. 303-713-TALK. Sydney, welcome to the show. What's going on, Sydney?
Is it Brittany?
I'm sorry. If it's Brittany, I said it wrong. Go ahead, Brittany.
That's right.
What's going on, Brittany?
I had a car accident March 2017. I got my treatment done, sent all my bills in, and now I can't get them to call me back.
Is this your policy or the others?
The others.
Okay. Did you have personal injury?
Yes.
And they were paying your bills under their med pay? Or what? No, not their med pay. No, their liability. They were paying your med bills?
No, I was paying it through my med pay number.
Okay. What do you want them to call you back about?
My settlement, what they're offering me. I sent all my bills in, everything, and they said...
And you're not represented at all, right? It was minor or what?
It was, I got rear-ended and my neck was bothering me. I went to the chiropractor. I've had the MRIs and all that stuff.
So you're leaving it up to them to just offer you something?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on a second. I mean, they have no obligation to call you back. They don't have a contract with you. Now, normally, I would recommend that you take what you want and go after them, either with an attorney or if it's under $7,500, I go to small claims court. But you can't sue for pain and suffering in small claims court, can you, John? You can only sue for property damage, right?
That's right.
And lost wages, that's economic. She could sue for that. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
she could.
Brittany, how much are you looking for? Just give me a number that if they came back and said, you know, Brittany, we're going to give you this, would you be satisfied with? Give me a number.
Probably like 15.
1,000?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they?
My bills are at 10, and then.
Did they already take care of your car?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on, and we'll have some advice for you coming up.
I don't know what to tell them because she's basically in the blood bank with the Dracula saying don't drink the blood. I mean, what does she really think?
That it's such a small deal. What do you do?
But you don't want to get involved in a fucking deal like this either.
Of course, this is what I do, Tom.
Even at those amounts,
the bills are 10 grand.
10,000? Fuck, that's half my cases.
Do you think you can get more than she can get on her own?
Yes.
Then I'm going to tell her get a fucking attorney.
Statistics show that we do.
I wonder if she's still in treatment.
It sounds like she did what everybody else does. They send the shit in, they believe the insurance company, and then they ghost them.
Then just say it. Will you just say it? Just say it then when I say it. Because a lot of times, you're not so definitive when I say, you know what, you should just call a fucking attorney. You can even say fucking if you want.
Whoa. We'll delete you.
Yeah, we'll delete it.
We'll ghost you.
This new term, ghost.
I don't like it either.
It's everywhere now.
It makes no sense.
Hey, I came up with it. Did you know I coined the phrase? I coined the phrase.
I get that one. That's fine today.
If you've ever bought office furniture, you know how expensive and frustrating it can be.
Mako damaged the car, imagine. Would you bring your car to a Mako at any fucking time?
I can say that to a degree, but in a very abject.
You're not supposed to.
I have a license, okay? I can't be out here soliciting things and telling this girl, you know, I can talk about it in a vacuum, but I mean it's very close to the line when you're like.
Advertising solicits business all the time. I see backers and shakers say, call us now for justice. So why can't you do that? Call me now. Call me now.
Well, because they're not speaking to an individual, though.
I am.
Right?
Yeah, try to parse that out in the law. Show me where that is. That you can talk to the masses, but not an individual. Fuck that. They're on the air every day. You call me right now. If that's not soliciting, what is? So you're not allowed to solicit. Is that the term?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, you want me to give this fucking girl legal advice, okay? She's
Oh,
not
no, I'm not asking that. I'm asking.
That makes sense.
What? She's not my fucking client.
I didn't say to give her legal advice. I said be definitive about getting a fucking attorney. You know, you're on here every fucking time you come on here. You give information, and we make it clear it's not advice because it's not your client. But never once have you said, you know what, Brittany, this is exactly what I do. Give me a call. And in fact, anyone else in this situation, give me a call. This is how I make my money, and I will fight for you.
And by the way,
damn it, if you did that once in a while, then people won't think, oh, this is a nice guy. But you know, I mean, I can't do it for you. She's asking directly, what should I do? Give me a call. This is exactly what I do. I can almost assure you, you're never going to get what you have coming without help. I would just fucking say it. That's it. Because it's all
and I'll get you more than what generally an attorney will get you.
This is what me and Frank Hayes
yeah, I mean, you don't have to say, I'll get you more than any other attorney or anything like that, but for God's sake, this is your time to brag.
We better come up with a moniker for you quick before we go back.
King of the road.
Could you be the strong hand?
Okay. The road. King of the road. I like more raccoons.
Give me a
John the raccoon forward.
You know, I'm not kidding.
If I don't get you money, I'll cook you a raccoon.
You never hear of a guy with the squirrel.
They left some of the old ridge cap because they thought they were going to be coming back.
Is it sealed?
Yes, it is completely sealed. Dried in, some of the old ridge cap was on there because they thought they were going to be doing the backside. And then they would match it up when they came back for that. They're out there right now matching that ridge cap up in case they don't have to do anything more.
Oh, they're there right now?
Yeah, they're there right now. It was never left to the weather. It was dried in, and it had the old ridge cap over the top. So
I'm going to reply to Andrea.
So
Tom Martino here. Okay, listen. Brittany, instead of dancing around, let's just say this. You've done everything wrong. You should never try to negotiate your own insurance case just like you wouldn't try to pull your own tooth. If this was something where you don't have no doctor bills at all because you're not that injured, or you literally had one visit or something where bills are just nothing, like $1,000 or so, if you truly have been, your bills are mounting to 10 grand.
Yes.
You don't know what residual damage you'll have. You have no idea what to do and if this claim can be reopened or if you do it the right way. They're never going to give you a fair settlement. I'll just say it, okay? Insurance companies never, ever, ever offer fair settlements. And I can say that, and I challenge anyone to tell me differently. They will never come out of the gate and offer you a fair settlement. And I'll also say this. I don't think an individual will get as much as an attorney can get, even after taking their share. That's how I feel. So, John, what do you say with people who are injured?
So, Brittany, this is all that I do. Every single day, all day long, all week long, I fight for people like you. Why would you ever choose to go at this alone without having somebody on your side?
Yeah, you can't even get them to call you back. Brittany, and we're not scolding you. This is really a radio show where we talk about principles. So I'm asking, why did you do it alone, truly? And there's no wrong answer. Why did you do it alone?
I thought it was a little more clear-cut, is that I had the bills, I send them to them, and they give me the money back that I showed them.
What if you have bills? What if you have bills and your pain and suffering in other cases like this pay out $50,000? Let's just say you wouldn't know that. What if cases like yours pay out $20,000 routinely? You wouldn't know that. How do you even know what a fair settlement is? Pain and suffering is not something you measure with a calculator. How do you know what's fair? How do you know what the standard is for the industry?
I don't.
Okay, you have $10,000 in just medical bills, is that right?
Yes.
Did you ever miss work?
The day of the accident.
Okay. Do you ever not do something because you're hurting, or did the quality of your life deteriorate at all?
I can't go on rides with my kid and things like that.
Okay. You know, there are so many things, and I'm not trying to, just for those listening too, I am not trying to drum up phony claims. I am just saying that unless you've seen 1,000 claims, you don't even know what's permissible. Did you know not being able to go on rides with your kids is a real damage? Did you know that?
No.
See? Here's the deal, Brittany. I would call John. I swear to God, I mean, you called for advice, that's what I would do. And there's no way you're going to get hurt by this.
And that's what I would do. I would get a professional on your side and screw it. That's what I would do.
Brittany, the second we got hit a couple of years ago, Suzanne and I called John right after we got home. I mean, it was the best thing we ever did.
Now I'm not. Listen, you call anybody you want and shop around, but I've already vetted him. You can do whatever you want, but I'm saying it is silly. If you have medical bills more than $3,000, in fact, I would call no matter what I had, because if you called him in the beginning, he doesn't charge you. He doesn't charge you until he collects. And if you never hire him, he'll answer questions, and he can tell you if you need an attorney or not. But I would say if you don't have $3,000 in bills, maybe you should consider doing it yourself. Maybe. What were you going to say? Quickly, we're running out of time.
Brittany, I was an insurance adjuster for a lot of years, and we were dependent on people paying quickly.
Yeah. What you're saying is you were depending on screwing people who didn't know anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Really. I have 4 family members now, though, that we have with an attorney.
Yeah. So in any case, listen. What we need is we need to give people accurate advice.
Give her Fuller's number.
Here's his number, 303-597-4500. If nothing else, Brittany, ask a bunch of questions free of charge. 303-597-4500. We're simply out of time, so remember, referralist.com for help, information, and referrals, and save all your problems for me.
Hey, if someone like her does settle.
That was the best that you've done in the 3 years that I've been here. So.
Well, why? Because you fucking said something too. I mean, John, I will say that every single time.
Can you send that?
Just call him. And I do say that sometimes, and sometimes I don't. I'll grant you that. Can we go off audio?